9 cycles have passed. When the gods deem mortals too powerful, they decree a race between their avatar and the mortals to determine their worth. In the race, the mortals are granted a chance to engage the very gods themselves. The mortals are granted a chance of survival. The mortals are granted a chance to become gods. Lose and see all mortal life removed from the Kryn, and the next cycle begins. This race is the final command of the gods to their mortal counterparts. This is their dying order.
Hello everyone! Welcome to the beginning of the stream. We were all having a conversation and I forgot the intro was running. Good to see you all again. It's the beginning of episode 22, I think, of Tablestory's Dying Order. Yes. How many months is that? What's the 22 divided by?
Well, we started August something. 3rd?
So
Can't remember.
17 months.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's the math for sure.
Holy shit, and you still haven't saved the world yet? Come on! What are you doing? Boys? Messing around? Fucking around
Taking
with
our sweet time, Brad.
fucking around murdering people and...
Saving the world takes time, all right?
Nice.
It does. That is true. And we'll see how much more time you take to save the world.
I have like accountants that watch my channel and they love when I mess up math and they loved your mess up. Just saying.
I literally can't count. Like, I don't know why I'm a GM.
I was doing math one time on my channel and I was like, oh, it'll be 24 plus 9 hours until it's ready. And then they're like, so I'm not very good at math.
That's fair. That's completely fair. If you're so good at math, do it yourself. I agree. I'm going to start doing that from now on. I'm just going to do the fucking bit before the end. The sum. Is that what it is? What is the fucking equation? But not the answer. That's a good idea. I'm going to do that from now on. This is episode 10 plus 12. Work it out. 3 to the power of 7. I have no idea what that even means, but I know it's a math thing. How's it going, Katie Peters Plays?
It's going. How are you doing, Brad?
Going all right over there?
Good.
Yeah.
I have a bagel that I'm gonna eat.
I know, that's why I'm literally coming to you, because I know you're like waiting for the chance to eat it, and I was hoping to just keep you speaking, so you're sitting there thinking about the food. I have this thing when I play games, right? Which I've just thought of then, where if there's some like half-eaten food, I can't concentrate on the game.
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing something, I don't know, like Battlefield or COD or something where you kind of have to concentrate a little bit, like my KD goes down because I'm thinking about the food. And until it's eaten, I can't basically play the game anymore.
It also gives you more power because it's fueling you.
Exactly. And this is the reason that you roll so many ones.
Yep, I got my trusty. I have this. I used to hold this when I played Sector 49, and I've stopped holding it. And I'm like, maybe I need to like hold it again while I play.
Lost your
is it a stress dice? What the hell was that?
luck.
No, it's a boulder. That's what it's called, a D20 boulder, and it's just like.
All right, well, roll it and tell us what number you get.
Yeah.
It's really heavy. Okay, this is gonna be how today goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
We'll see.
We will see. So I need you all to roll me a dice. Actually, can everyone roll me a D100
You.
in preparation for today? Why did you say that?
Absolutely not.
Oh, good. It's the B team. Infidelia's back. You have to switch back. Remember?
No, I knew it. 9.
Are you upset with 9?
I
I
crit.
don't know because the last time you had me roll a D100,
What?
just
What did I do? I don't
things.
remember.
It's a spoiler for Darkfire, so let's not talk about it.
Oh, I do remember. Do you think? Oh, is that what you think is happening? Well,
I don't know what's happening, but I know how when you do the D100, it's usually something like that. So you're giving me anxiety of thinking about it. Oh God, please let it just be where in the town you end up. That would be great.
It'll be fine, right? Right, what did we get here?
100.
72 was the first one. Hold on, I need to do it in order. Which is these words. And a 9, which is this. And a 27, which is this one. Oh, that's interesting. And a 100. That's a good one. Okay. Thank you so much for rolling the dice.
I'm scared.
Gents. Okay,
I'm not.
Close that now.
I'm good at math.
Well, you rolled 100, okay?
That could be. What if it's like?
Nice.
What if it's damage though? You know, it could be gravitational damage that you take. 100 would be bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm good at math. That's all that matters.
That is
I'm
all that
already
matters.
undead. We're good.
Yeah, that's true. You can't take damage.
Ellie is now an undead rat. Oh no.
You have polymorphed into an undead rat. No, I wouldn't do that because I don't want to kill any animals if I can help it. Let's see. Okay, good. So, should we just jump into it? Let's just jump into it. We'll see. We'll see what those numbers meant. Maybe. In fact, you at least need to find out what one of them meant. So, quick catch up as to what happened previously. The last week we did the B team stuff where you, as inquisitors, ventured under the sea and went to the ruins of a continent called Thelmesia, which is a little to the west of the continent that you're currently on as the A team, with in Alexandria. And just to give you a reminder, I'll flash up the map for you. Man, we have a lot of stuff in this now. I will bring us over here. Alexandria. So you guys have spent some of the time in Alexandria in Bame, which is a little village in the northeast, on the edge of the Bame Wood. The capital of Alexandria is a place called Bellona, which is also the home of Ellie and Bo. It's where they came from. It's where they were at the very beginning, with Ellie in that relatively large kind of train station and Bo walking along that bridge, pickpocketing. We've been there briefly, and the last episode, you met with Mother Numera. She gave you a big fat lore dump that I'm not gonna even try and recap because it was a lot. And
I can recap it.
Go on then.
One of 6 hands, I think it was. One of 6 hands will be the one to make the killing blow, and it could be anyone. It could be any one of those 3, not me, not Suna.
That's right.
That's like the important bit. One of them. Anyway, yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, that was one part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of that, she stepped outside of her sort of like little magical cottage that she had on top of this ice, and
you don't have to recap this part because that would make it real.
Okay, well, she stepped outside, and you were all forcibly ejected from the cottage. Aura had opened a portal. You were trying to aim for a specific place in Bellona to the best of your ability, and I think it was Bo's favorite bakery. Was it Bo's favorite bakery? Pastry shop? I know.
No, it was like
Ellie's,
I mentioned it.
You mentioned a place, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember
A
what
bakery
it was called?
on
Did you
Strawberry
mention it?
Street.
A bakery on Strawberry Street. That's right.
Yeah.
Strawberry Street. I'm purposefully saying strawberry. Everyone never understands that joke. It's from Scrubs. Never mind. So Aura kind of opened one of these portals that she's able to access just in time, and it felt like the cottage was closing in on you, and instead of you guys stepping in, you were actually like kind of pushed almost into the thing. And that was the last we saw of you guys, and the last we saw of Mother Numera. And we're actually going to quickly remain there in that place because one was left behind. A little like seconds, I think, seconds after you guys are pushed through this doorway. I think Alvin was on Ellie's shoulder. One of you picked him up. I feel like it was Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah, I started carrying him out.
Alvin sits there atop the frozen lake, and a strong gust of wind buffets him, pushes his cloak off of his shoulders and his little blonde hair off of his face as he kind of wakes up from what looks like a deep sleep. And he sits up, rubbing his eyes and looking around. There's nothing about him. There is none of these symbol creatures that were rushing at Mother Numera. There's no Mother Numera. There's none of you guys. There's no cottage on the lake. It's just the lake frozen over. Snow beside it. In the distance, you can see a mountainscape with a forest pushing in on the top of the lake there. He kind of looks around, and then he looks up and says to himself,
"Oh, she got zipped up into the sky again, didn't she?"
He sort of stands up, grabbing at his clothing, checking it, grabs his pack and pulls it close to him. He looks around a little bit and starts to kind of waddle over the ice carefully towards the way that you guys have come from before. He looks up towards the sky above him and says,
"Good luck, Cora. I'm real glad it's you saving the world."
As he starts to head back in the direction of Bame, he suddenly looks to his left and says,
"Oh, hello."
And that is where we leave Alvin and go to the big city. Now, the last time we saw Bellona, it was the peak of summer. It's still technically the peak of summer. There's a heck of a lot of snow in Bellona. Bame, Alexandria has been hit by, I'd say, probably some of the worst of the snows and the cold that seem to have fallen immediately and started to coat the world. You guys, I think, are vaguely aware that there's a lot of snow around. We know as the Inquisition that it's kind of hit everywhere, basically. Everywhere is very much underneath the endless snows that are falling down. And it hasn't stopped, apart from a brief couple of moments when the skies have opened and some rain has fallen. It pretty much hasn't stopped snowing for about a week now. And Bellona's been hit pretty hard by it. And in the same way that I think that the Aura found Bame to be relatively unrecognizable, it would be the same way for Bo and Ellie. I think, Aura, you said you'd never been there before as well.
No, this is the city.
Yeah, capital city.
Yeah, so
yeah, the entire place looks very different, I think, from what Bo and Ellie would expect when you guys first arrive. I think that doesn't make it any less busy, though. What we see, I think, just before you guys arrive is a snow-filled, very, very, very busy high street, kind of. Lots of people moving up and down. Everyone in thick cloaks. There is a river, which is partly frozen over, but it has been sort of manually kept flowing. The city has a lot of rivers that run through it. It's not quite like Venice or Amsterdam or anything like that, but there are 2 or 3 points where there's a pretty decent expanse of rivers, including a central river that runs through from the northwest to the southeast of the city, and they use that river a lot. People use it to transport cargo, people use it to travel, and there are lots of bridges that crisscross this river. There are also several areas where it splits off, and there are smaller canals that run off from it. The river, for the most part, when it was first built, Bellona was first built here, was the central source for the town, where they built up and around from it. There is also there is always a looming presence in the distance of a fortress. Bellona is the capital of what used to be known as a very like war-heavy capital. The Alexandria has almost always been like war-torn, with several civil wars and then involved in skirmishes that were like global. There have been wars between the dwarves and the elves in the north of Lacrin. There have been wars between Alexandria and the previous world leader Thelmesia, just across the sea from you. Because of that, almost every major city in Alexandria is built around some sort of fortress, or it has like a great big wall that runs around the side of it and things like that. That being said, it's been relatively peaceful for about 500 years. There hasn't been any like mad wars. None of you guys would have seen war for sure. But there is always this giant, great, upkept fortress that sits at the north, sort of north-central side of Bellona. And it can practically be seen from anywhere. It sits on a natural precipice, and it's also built up in such a way that it can be seen. I think probably... actually, Aura, roll me a d20. We'll see where you come from.
A 9.
A 9. And then, I'm just going to check one thing on your sheet. And, okay. You four are dragged into this portal. It's not a comfortable step that you usually take. But the same feeling that you get every time you travel through one of these instant travel teleportation portals, whatever it is that you guys sort of internalize it as, you feel that strange stomach-turning sensation, like an extreme, like when you're on a roller coaster and it does the first dip, that kind of feeling. It doesn't feel like you're turning over or anything like that. And it really just takes a moment. There's really just an experience of you being pulled into this doorway and then you tumbling out of the other side of it. And all four of you, I think, for the first... Normally you guys step out one by one, or you holding hands and you step through. This time you all fall maybe 2 or 3 feet down towards the high street. Can everyone roll me a dexterity saving throw?
$22 for Suna.
22, 13, 19,
13.
22.
Aye.
So, you all fall out of this thing. None of you, like, lose your balance and spill out. None of you kind of, fall over or anything like that. But you all land kind of roughly and in a cluster together. You're all close by, and you all land, stumble forward, and there's a sudden rush of cartwheels. Big cartwheels as a carriage nearly hits Ellie, I think, probably, because you rolled the lowest here. There are these cartwheels that are maybe 2 or 3 inches away from you as they trundle past you. And as you guys get your bearings and look around you, no one seems to have noticed you appear out of nowhere. It's very much got that big city vibe where you're, like, it doesn't, all the crazy shit is happening. Like, first thing you see, there's like a clown, like a jester, just walking down the street, and he's like looking right at you, and he must have seen this entire thing, and you immediately understand that he doesn't care. what he's just seen doesn't mean anything to him. There's all sorts of magicians and wizards and magic and clerics and things, and this kind of stuff isn't too out of place in the big city. I think if you'd done that in the middle of BAME, when there was everyone rushing through town, everyone would have crowded around you, and that is very different here. As you guys stumble out, there are many people walking up and down the street. It's late afternoon, I think. I think the sun hasn't quite set yet, but it's hanging... No, it's probably not hanging low in the sky because it is technically still summer. So it's probably just late afternoon, relatively bright, very chilly. The snow is still falling, and Bo and Ellie, roll me investigation checks to see if you can determine like exactly where you are. Again, it's very different. It looks very strange. It's almost never snowed here. Much like with Aura, it doesn't look like your Bellona. I'll show you the original image that I used for Bellona, so you guys can remember kind of how it looked. I just need to unarchive it. Because this is a strange experience. Bellona looks like this in summer. It's
Wow!
It's an odd experience to see this city that you know so well, with all these big wide rivers and canals, covered in snow. The red roofs, architecturally, it would look very similar to like Italian. If you've played Assassin's Creed, the Ezio ones, you know the big sprawling cities with the close, narrow, twisting, turning alleyways and red roofs have all gone and been replaced with a just a white landscape, frozen.
So is the river ice then?
The canals are. The main river seems to have been like it's iced on the edges, that it seems to still be functioning, like they're manually breaking it or burning it, allowing it to continue. However, you guys aren't actually near that river, but just if you do look for it and see it, it would have been the same river that one of the canals would have been one of the canals that Bo was walking over when the bridge broke, and he was pulled up in that kind of column of water. Ellie was near the main river. The main river runs down towards the train station, and but you guys find yourselves very far outside of the main central area of town. You're in kind of the civic quarter, which is pretty much just where people live and breathe, and you're surrounded mostly by just people that seem to be like working or coming home from some sort of simple town job, something like that. There's no like boatside workers or anything, or anyone that works the canals. It doesn't seem like there's anyone that works outside in the farms. You just seem to be in kind of an area where there's lots of people just milling around, like like you're in the street that they own, that their homes are on. From determining where you guys are, you can maybe quickly make out that you are on the southeastern side of the city, and quite far to the southeastern. Like, you probably only have to go a few streets one way before you're just outside and you're in the fields and the roads that lead east and actually up towards where BAME is and things. The castle is real far away. The fortress is all the way to the north side. And depending on where you guys are aiming for, pretty far away from it. Ellie, you can determine where you are as well, but I think maybe you've just not been here much. Specifically, I don't think you really know anyone here, I would guess. I don't know if you spend much time here. I don't know why you would, since you live, just so you know, pretty much dead center of the town, where the marketplaces are and the sprawling town is, with the train stations and the central canal area.
Well, I'd say like maybe like the only time I've really been out to this area would be if I had a contract. It's not like I just loiter around here. I very much stay where we're central. Like we're centralized.
This is just housing. This is just like peasant houses, just little stacked buildings, apartments stacked upon apartments stacked upon apartments. There's a couple of taverns nearby that you might recognize. There's a hell of a lot of taverns in this town. Saloons and, high-end places, low-end places, hidden taverns that you might understand that belong to the Assassin's Guild or the Thieves Guild, that kind of thing. I think you and Bo are pretty much... You guys are just criminal underworld kids, so I don't think you would have spent much time out here. There isn't really anything out here. It's the suburbs, basically. Yeah, looking around, though, there's a lot of people moving about. It seems like people are just going about their day. No different to the hustle and bustle of the big city as it usually is. And for you, Aura, and maybe you, Suna, this place is tall. It's there'd be a lot of sound, and it would be quite overwhelming. It stinks. The smells are all the smells you can imagine. There's sickly, there's sweet, there's piss, there's shit, there's a horse walking past you, there's the smell of like wood, there's also a kind of salty smell from a nearby river or canal. There's a lot of smells. It's very different to the small village of Bame for you, Aura. Also, you guys are used to probably just single story. Is that the American translation? First floor is first one, or is that the ground floor? You don't have ground floor.
Floor is ground.
So you
and
have
then first floor
ground
is
and then
the
first
floor.
So you have one
ground.
single story buildings. Here they're going up like 3, 4 in places. You can see these kind of buildings that twist up. Some of them have extra parts that come off of them at odd angles. The architecture is very strange. The supports that seem to be holding up some of these buildings, it's almost as if they ran out of space almost. Like it can expand out somewhat, but then they just started to build upwards once they were able to do that. And so a lot of these buildings kind of lean over you, and it can probably be quite overwhelming for someone that has never been there. And I think probably Suna and Aura, you get this kind of overwhelming sensation. However, Aura, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
A 9.
A 9 is a fail. You do not feel good. I'll leave it at that, but you will feel weak, maybe a little nauseous, and for now, you very quickly understand that you do not feel good at all. You don't feel right. Something's a little off.
Okay.
So as you guys land and you look around this place, your Bo and Ellie, you understand where you are. It definitely looks very strange to be here in the snow-covered Bellona, but you know where you are. You know how to get to kind of the center of town where all the action is. Usually you guys are probably looking for information. And even if you want to buy things and scout around town, kind of want to be in the center of town or towards the north of town where the fortress is where all the action is and where you guys probably spend most of your days. Yeah, Suna and Aura, this is probably just overwhelming and crazy. Nothing makes sense to you here. The last thing, as you guys are looking around, Ellie, in front of where you are, as this cart passes, sitting almost expectantly, is a black cat that you recognize.
I don't even say anything. I just whistle, and the cat runs up, climbs up the leather of my back, and sits on my shoulder.
Yeah, this cat always knows where you are. Whenever you travel out of town and come back in, whatever means you take, carriage, train, boat, cat is usually waiting for you as you feel like you've come back or you appear. It's just always been the way. Yeah, I think other than that, what do you guys do?
Right now it's kind of sniffing me, inspecting me, because I definitely smell a little different and am a little different.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
there's no
getting
reaction that suggests that the cat, it doesn't hiss at you or freak out or anything. Yeah, it reacts pretty similarly, but yeah, it would smell you and be interested.
So I'm just sort of wearing it like a scarf, like it's just laid around me.
Yeah. What do you guys do?
The baby.
I'll be. Well, this is marvelous.
I almost don't recognize the place.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the snow.
Neither am I. It never snows.
Like everything is a tower.
Oh, you think this is tall? Wait till you see the fortress.
The fortress?
Yep, we're a bit ways away though. That's a bit north.
You can't even see the sky.
Oh, but if you climb the fortress, you can see everything. It's good for spotting people that you're looking for reasons.
Right, reasons.
Yeah, that's the pollution in the sky. Sorry about that. Yeah, you'll probably smell things here and there. This is probably not the bestest part in town.
There another place that might not smell as strong?
Yeah, no. Let's carry on. Maybe find somewhere, where we can all perhaps breathe.
Oh, I'm all right. I usually have my arms up to my elbows in fertilizer, so this isn't so bad.
I look very pale. That I'm trying to be stoic about it.
I start walking towards, I guess what would be the center of town.
Okay. Yeah, you guys just start moving through town, and like no one really pays you any attention. You can see that people kind of glance at you like they do. Most people, again, are kind of wrapped up in the cold. Everyone seems to be rushing or moody, a little different to probably what you expect in Fame Aura. The sensation is that everyone kind of gruffly pushing people out of the way, moving past each other. Every now and then you'll pass like a stall that's selling food. They'll be shouting things, £2 a pair, £2 a pair, bread going out today. And then some people will kind of walk past. You'll see like some kids that run across the street in front of you into an alleyway throwing snowballs at each other. And yeah, it's very bleak and grey, which again is very, very strange, I think, for you, Bo, and Ellie, because you're just so used to seeing a lot more color and vibrance. The red tiled roofs and red and browns of the roof tilings are pretty prominent. As you get further north, it becomes a little more gothic in structure and architecture. The fortress and the cathedrals inside that area are all big gothic structures, whereas on the outside, I think it's Renaissance style is what the architecture is. Lots of reds and color and people in vibrant clothing, but now everyone's just kind of moving around in this not too heavy wind, but there's some wind and snow. Everyone's got their heads down. It seems to have lost a little of its personality in life, and it's very strange, I think, for you as you start to move through the streets and head towards the center of town. What are you where are you heading for? Is there a location in particular that either of you want to go towards?
Oh man, I mean, I would go towards the only place I know.
I assumed, yeah, if you're leading the way. Bo, do you have a house, or do you live on people's sofas, or you in a band?
Well, at one point I was couch surfing, Brad, but let's not talk about that, okay?
Yeah, I imagine a like a
dark
60-year-old
I did like an Airbnb thing, all right, where I was one room the next. But I used to have a place once upon a time with my mom. But that I was a wee lad. I'm a grown man. I don't live with my mom anymore. I don't.
But do you still have the place?
No, it's gone.
Okay. So, are you heading for anywhere in particular, or are you just following Ellie, letting Ellie take the lead?
I think I'm just following Ellie at the moment, but I would think to find like the most popular inn, perhaps, to see if we can maybe get some intel in regards to Zuna's father.
Right.
If we went back to like the center area where I know, there would definitely be a popular in there.
Yeah.
In that area. So.
For sure. I think you guys are probably from similar areas of town.
Yeah.
You guys are from probably similar kind of upbringings, and the people and places that you interact with would probably have some crossover. It's probably quite impressive that you haven't necessarily met too much or interacted before. I guess assassin and thief is a little different. But yeah, you guys start heading towards the center of town. There are two notable places. There is a relatively high-end tavern, which is called the Flute and Owl Bear, and that was the name of the 2 D100s that you first two of you rolled. The Flute and Owl Bear.
I'm glad it wasn't anything serious.
And that is a pretty high-end tavern that I think, Bo, you would frequent for business purposes.
Business.
You, if you know that you can always score work, and often a room, if you play an instrument or do like bardic work, you know, I think since you can literally show up at almost any tavern, and if they don't already have like a bard, somebody strumming a lute and singing some songs in the corner, you can pretty much always earn a room, food and board for the evening, which I think, I guess from what you're saying is kind of how you've mostly lived in town. It's very, again, there's so many taverns and salons and pubs and places for you to perform at that you can just move around town day to day and always find yourself a room for, you know, 2 nights a week, something like that. The Flute and Owlbear is a probably a popular spot, but a little pricey. A little more of the guild leaders and merchants would probably frequent this place. I wouldn't say there's any like noblemen. I don't think you guys are spending much time in the noble quarter, but in the center of town here, the Flute and Owlbear would be a decent place. Not like a rundown back alley bar. Not like the Duke and Trap, which is owned almost exclusively by thieves and assassins, and has a little secret door in the back alleyway that leads you down towards where the Shadow Syndicate Assassins Guild are located. The only person here who's even vaguely aware of that is Ellie. And yeah, it's a shithole. The Duke and Trap is purposefully a shithole. It's awful. There's a lot of rumors that go around that if you just even go there and you're not local or you're not a recognized face, there's a good chance you'll get into a fight. You'll probably get stabbed. You're almost certainly going to get injured. You're almost like there's a 99.9% chance you'll get robbed. And people don't go to the Duke and Trap, but Ellie and probably you, Bo, would probably know it very well. Ellie, for one thing, underneath it is where the Shadow Syndicate Guild is. They own and run this place. And Bo, you would just understand that this is a smoke screen, kinda, just to stop prying eyes and wandering people coming in. And you can in fact go there, and it's mostly okay. Although it is frequented by like bandits and thieves and apparently assassins. You know, it's probably not something that you're too clued up on. Every time you go in there, everyone looks fucking scary. So those probably would be the 2 places that you would head to. And I'd say they're probably along the same stretch of road. Lots of merchants, and there's probably that bakery that you were aiming towards along the way, which sells aura. Hang on. I'm a good GM, I take notes. I want to say you said it was called Kringles.
Yes!
Yes. So, you guys start heading towards probably this main street that you guys know, frequent a lot. We'll say it's called Cloudfang Street, which is where the Flute and Owlbear, the Duke and Trap, several other businesses, and maybe some other taverns on the far ends. There's like a blacksmith there, you know, a few general stores, places to buy bread, including the bakery, where they sell Kringles, which is, and I wrote, a nice type of pastry that Aura likes. What is that? I think you guys probably all walking. Ellie like leading the way, pointing down the street like you guys are almost there. All three of you walk past a window and an open door, but Aura, you catch a certain scent and smell. Looking in the window with some frosting around the edges of the window, you can see a row of a few pastries that you recognize, but I don't know what these Kringles are. What are they?
They're like, I think they're Scandinavian, but they're just giant Danishes essentially, and they have different fillings. There's like cream cheese or like berry. You can get pecan and like almonds and stuff. So I'm picturing that there's just and they're huge. They're like giant Kringles that you can share with like a family, and they have all the different flavors. And I probably would stop and I would be like, hey. So even though I don't feel good, Brad.
Yeah.
Does this still like sound and look good to me or smell good?
Yeah, for sure. You didn't feel that bad. You're not on death's door or
Okay.
anything. You just don't feel good today.
Is this a good place to get Kringles? I'm asking Ellie and Bo.
Oh,
What-
yes. No, absolutely.
Could we stop and get some real fast? I had one once. My dad brought
Oh.
it back from here.
Oh, well, sure. Go right ahead.
So I guess I don't know if they're gonna come with me, but I'll just go into the shop.
Yeah, you head in. There's a giant cat woman. She looks to be about maybe 7 feet tall. Very long arms and legs. And then these giant paws with these big thick gloves on. She's wearing an apron. She doesn't look like at all she could bake anything with these giant cat-like paws, but she's pulling these fresh baked bread pieces out of an oven as she turns around and sees you and says, "Oh, hello there, dear."
Hi. You sell Kringles here, right?
Why, yes, we do. 5 copper pieces.
I have enough money, right, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, this is not that expensive. 5 copper is. What do you have? Do you have any copper, you guys, or are you just living in gold bars right now?
I have like 35 gold on me.
Yeah, so there's 10 copper to a silver and 10 silver to a gold.
Okay. So I feel around in my satchel and I realize I have a lot of money. And so, could I have an almond one and one of the cheese ones, and then I'll take a pecan one. And I'm just pointing to like, they're like huge. They're bigger than my face.
Yeah, she's like taking them out with a pair of tongs and putting them into a little bowl, like a little sort of wooden bowl that she's got prepared. She puts them on top of each other and then wraps the bowl in a. She can see that you have money.
Yeah.
So she wraps them in a cloth. I think as she ties the top of the thing. How many did you buy?
I bought 3.
Okay. She says, that'll be 1 silver, 5 copper pieces.
So can I just give her 1 gold or 2?
Yeah.
I have to give her. I'm just gonna give her 1 gold. So just keep the change.
Oh,
And
thank
I
you very much, dear.
And I grab it and I just kind of hug it. I hug the bowl and I walk out into the street to meet everybody. I got 3 different flavors.
my.
I wanted more.
Oh, what's that?
These are Kringles. And I open the cloth and I just show them. And kind of. It's a pastry.
A pastry. Look at that. Which one's what's this one?
That one's pecan, and then I point to the one in the middle. This one's cheese, and then this one's almond.
Does anyone mind if I take this one here?
Well, like they're bigger than our faces, so I'd be like, I mean, you could tear a piece off. Yeah,
I'll just have a piece there.
I reckon they're all for her.
No, I move the bowl around to Ellie and Bo to see if they want any.
Oh, it's all right. I'm trying to watch my figure.
Okay.
I grab a piece off and I look at it and I just put it in my pocket. I'm like, I'll eat it
That's
later.
delicious. You should have it now. It's very good.
I take it back out and I put it in my mouth. And it's like if you've ever eaten something disgusting, but you're trying to like not show it because you don't want people to think that you're disgusted. I'm just like, yeah, it's great.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's at this moment I realize Alvin's not with us. Because I know Alvin would have loved this. Ellie, where's Alvin?
Do I know when exactly Alvin disappeared from my hands?
Yeah, I think as you were like falling backwards or moving through the thing, he was just pushed off of your shoulder, and even trying to grab out at him, you were dragged into this thing. It took like 2 seconds, and then it was you were through.
So basically, it was like
over.
he was yanked from me, right?
Yeah, or in if you it's more like he was pushed off of your shoulders because he couldn't pass through the thing.
Yeah, I was carrying Alvin, but when we passed through the portal, I couldn't get him through it.
Do I have a feeling, because of the way that I can sense portals, that maybe I realized he couldn't come through, or do I just feel like, oh my god, where is he?
Roll me an Arcana check.
5.
I don't think you have any idea.
Was he here when we got here, or was he?
No, he wasn't. Like, when I walked through the portal, it's like the portal wouldn't let him come through. Like something had pushed him out of my grip. And I tried to grab him, but I went through the portal and couldn't get back out.
Did he, was he here when we got here?
He's not here. No, he's not in the city.
I didn't see him, no.
Yeah.
I frantically
us.
start looking around, like, the crowds.
Yeah, I mean, there's
that's
a bunch
not
of
gonna
people that look like Alvin for a moment as you see, a group of gnomes walking along. Before you look at them, none of them have blonde hair. They don't have the same clothing on. You turn around, that's a dwarf, that's a halfling.
Aura, calm down. I'm sure he's all right.
I don't understand why he couldn't come. He's alone. I mean, where is he? What if he's stuck in there?
He's alone, but at least he's
a very capable individual. He'll be all right.
I think he's fine. I think it's better that he didn't come with us anyway.
Well,
a
little bit rude, but
I don't mean it like that. I mean, it's better that we don't drag him into whatever we're about to get into.
maybe. I feel like we might need all the help we can get.
I don't really say anything. I look at the Kringles that I bought. And
You can save one for him if you'd like.
Yeah. And I'm going to tear off a piece of each of them, and I'm going to wrap it in a little cloth that I have, and I'm going to put it in my satchel for Alvin. And I'm going to give a little piece of the pastry to Buns, who's sitting on my horn.
Regardless, I'm sure it would all give us some peace of mind knowing he's okay. Hopefully, once we get this thing sorted out with Zuna's dad, well, we can perhaps head back.
Yeah. Well, we should find her dad.
Right. Well, something tells me that's not going to be very easy. Perhaps you could send Buns there with a message to check on Alvin. Day or two flight, maybe.
I'll put my finger up and have Buns climb onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get really close and whisper something to him. And I hold my finger up and he takes off, essentially. And I just see him fly off into the distance because I know it's a pretty far trek, right, to Bame?
It's like a day or two, right?
Yeah, it's
For a bird.
Yeah, it would be a little while. It takes about half a day on the train, and the train goes relatively quickly. On a carriage, I think it's about 3 days. My non-math, which I'm really good at, is correct too. I do everything in days travel. So it's a pretty decent way, but it's probably doable by Buns.
Yeah, I send him off, and I also realize that things have gotten kind of dangerous, and in a way feel a little bit relieved to send him.
There. See, we'll know in no time if Alvin's all right, and Alvin will know that we're okay as well. I'm sure he's quite worried.
Exactly.
Well, we're here now, so we should go find your
Right.
father. And
Where should we start?
I think our best bet might be the flute and owlbear. I go there from time to time, so I guess you can say I'm pretty acquainted with the place and perhaps maybe some of the people.
What is that, a whorehouse?
No, it is most definitely not. I would meet some ladies here and there, though. But no, it is a place of gathering. Even lords.
I walk up to Bo and I put my hand on his
Gathering?
shoulder and I go, "It's a bar."
Oh,
Well,
In
yeah,
so many words, it's a bar. And
and
all you had to say.
a place to stay for the night. It's.
there are ladies of the night there, but they're nice.
oh, fantastic. Well, what are we waiting for?
And then as we start walking, I look at Bo and I'm like, "Yeah, we could always go to the Duke and Trap if we don't find any information."
Right, yep. And we can always go there too.
Yeah, we'll do that next.
Both have their advantages. I mean, the flute and owlbear would have common knowledge. You know, there'd be a lot of people there to question, just from street level to people to ask things. There would be lots of merchants and people that generally know other people. Constantly interacting with varying people from all across Bellona. The Duke and Trap, obviously, both of you have criminal contacts there that you could find if you needed to find someone in of a criminal nature. If you needed to find a specific bandit or something like that, then the Duke and Trap would be better. Just looking around for general names, yeah.
Well, if this guy's a bad guy, he's got to be some sort of acquainted with some sort of criminalism.
Right,
So.
and the names you were given, the only names that, just to remind you guys that Mother Numeris said, she said that his name was Ezen, and that he's possibly going by the name Xerxes, and I think those are your only two clues that you had. She didn't seem to know much about him, considering that they're both Suna's parents. She said he was a bad man. And yeah, so you guys heading for the flute and owlbear first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you guys are on Strawberry Street, which takes you pretty much all the way over towards where the flute and owlbear is. At the other end of it, you come out onto Cloudfang Street, which is a much wider, larger street. There's again a lot of people moving up and down this street. Probably the biggest street you've been on so far. You really feel like you're approaching the center of town after a little while. There's a lot more commotion. There are a lot more vendors and things. You walk past a lot of different merchants selling everything from trinkets to food to wine to specific things, weapons and stuff like that. Yeah, you step out onto this street, and it's not really like a market street, but there's definitely a lot of commerce here. As you get to this street as well, you're much closer to that larger canal. I think you'd be aware of it, like you could hear it, and you could hear people shouting off of the canal edge, and hear ships, or I guess they'd be like small boats going up and down. Yeah, you approach this this pretty sizable building. This is your typical kind of adventurer's tavern as you step in. Both of Bo and Ellie will have been here, I would imagine, quite a lot. Again, it's a pretty decent source of information, as you guys had said before. The Flute and Owlbear, which has a very large sign on the above the door, you can see what looks like a really strangely comical image of an owlbear, which, if you don't know what that is honestly just a bear with an owl's face. That's a real animal that exists in the world here, not in the real world. And it's playing a very strange
Thank
flute.
God.
The flute at one end has all this like purple smoke coming out of it in a very strange way. And it says in common, the flute and owlbear underneath it. And you're looking at a 4-story building, very wide. It backs up onto a lot of dense kind of like housing and stuff. You can see ladders and stairways that seem to run up around the back of it. Part of this is the tavern, and part of it is just housing and buildings that are attached to the back of it. But the entire structure is pretty enormous. It's one of the biggest on the street. As you open the... you don't need to open the door. As you step in and look around, you're looking at a pretty packed out place. Late afternoon starts to get a little busy. People coming in for food after work and drinks, and there's really not a lot to do as you step into this place. And it's crammed and packed out, and there are lots of different types of people in here. You guys are pretty aware that there is every type of general person here. Adventurers, merchants, thieves, assassins, scoundrels, good guys, bad guys, all shapes and sizes.
As we step in, I immediately just pull my hood like further over and pull up my mask. So all that's showing is my eyes. Although, based on the colors I'm wearing, the Syndicate would probably immediately know it was me. So
yeah,
if any are in here.
Well, let's find out. Doesn't look like it from your first glance around. You don't see anybody that you recognize straight away. Bo, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh God, you're not gonna throw at me one of my ex-girlfriends, are you, Jesus? Oh God, Brad, don't do this to me, Brad.
Let's find out.
Oh God, I'm scared. 7.
So you each like pile in. There's a line of like 4 or 5 halflings that are kind of stumbling and waddling out of the door as you guys are coming in and you're trying to move out. They're kind of walking in single file. All of them appear to be wearing some sort of uniform, just like a button-up shirt and some trousers that are brown with the same kind of boots on. Probably work for the same business, and they're all kind of walking out. One of them very quickly drowning the last of his tankard before kind of throwing it to one side. Slightly distracted by this, Bo, you don't see the dwarf coming from the other side of you that grabs you roughly, turns you around, and pushes you up against a wall and says, "Bobo, you bastard! Where's my money?"
Your money? I don't owe you any money.
Come on, I know it was you. He starts patting you down. And this is like he's kind of rotund. Like he's not very like strong necessarily. But he's very red-faced. He's got like crumbs of food and dried beer on his thick ginger beard. And he's like patting Bo down a lot. He starts to kind of move around you, looking for wherever you put your coins.
I get even with him, and I crouch down to his level, and I'm like, you might not want to do that here.
Listen here, lady. I don't know who you are, but I know this bastard is. He's swindling you, okay? I don't know what you're doing. What are you, an escort or something? This one here, he's a bastard. Right, bastard?
He turns around and sees the other two.
Oh, 3 ladies, eh? 3 ladies you're swindling, you bastard. Oh, he's taking you for a ride, and not the type you're gonna like in the morning. No, you'll have no money to your name. Isn't that right, bastard Bobo?
He pushes you against
All right, sir, but perhaps you should calm down.
This man robbed me of every coin I had.
I did no such thing.
That sounds like your problem, not ours.
Oh, that's right. That's not your problem at all there, lassie.
He pushes forward again.
That's it, Bobo there. You give me my coin back. Come on now.
I bring out my knife and hold it to his throat.
Whoa, all right. Let's maybe everyone calm down. That's not necessary. You can put that away.
It got him to stop. It was necessary.
Hey,
you're gonna walk away now. I'll go buy you a drink. Let's go.
You're gonna buy me a drink, is it?
Yeah, I'll buy you a drink. Let's go.
Alright, okay, that's fine by me. Bobo! Unfinished business.
What was your name again, Carl?
Oh dear.
He's like turning around. He's like kind of going with Ellie for a moment, and he turns slowly back to you again.
He's kidding. Of course, he remembers your name.
I shove Bobo into
right, Bo.
I just shove him.
I literally don't remember him. I don't.
Shush. He doesn't know that. Just smile and nod. He's kidding.
Give me a persuasion
just.
check with a deception check with advantage sooner.
Enjoy your drink. Did you say with or without advantage?
With, because kind of everyone's all doing ha ha ha.
16.
16. Here you go.
Yeah, you see, I tell you what, Bobo, you're a bastard, but you keep good company, that's what I see. You always
Well,
said
that I
that.
do.
He puts his arm around, like really, like Ellie's not, I guess, that tall, but he's got his arm like around your waist, and he starts to kind of let you lead him towards the pretty extensive bar which runs along the back of the tavern.
As we're walking there, I say to him, "If you try to rob me, I'll slit your throat." That's all I say.
And rob you, why would I do that?
Oh, I'm just saying. You better not try. Don't get handsy with me, man.
Oh, no, look at these hands. They're good for one thing and one thing only, and that's carpentry.
All right.
He's kind of like holding on to you, but you can tell somewhat it's to stabilize him. He seems to be very, very drunk. You guys start moving, if you're following or not, from the entranceway and into the tavern, looking around maybe for somewhere to sit. The place is pretty well kept. It's still got like it's not like perfect or anything, but it is a relatively high-end place. So the tables and things aren't like all broken and mix and match chairs and stalls next to them. It seems like they generally seem to keep the place in good order. But there's a lot of stuff kind of in and around the main floor here. There's a single, like a section at the bottom, which is an open plan kind of area. Lots of different little tables, varying different people sat at them. And there's a second, like few steps up to a plateaued area where there's another bunch of people. And then on top of that, at the back of it, there's just a huge bar that runs along the back. Several people serving drinks and things. At either end, there are seats that you can sit at, but in the middle, it seems like a standing area where people are going up and down. Lots of candles in chandeliers above you. There's another area of the bar that is above this one, and maybe another one above that. You probably can't tell from here. Bo, Ellie, you know that this is 3 stories of tables and chairs that are usually packed out and very busy. And at the very top, there's an inn where people can stay. You can rent a room here. Yeah, again, just lots of stuff kind of on the walls. There's a big faux, fake-looking wooden dragon head. There are banners of all sorts of different things, including the arms of Alexandria and varying local ones from the towns. You see the colors of BAME, like an old-looking thing, like from maybe 100 years ago. The way that they used to, the colors that they used to use in BAME. And yeah, just generally people just bustling and moving around you constantly. What do you think you guys would do? Are you looking for somewhere to sit, or are you looking for information?
I'm gonna go up to the bar and find 2 seats, for me and does this guy say his name at all?
No, he didn't.
Okay, well, for me and this guy.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, you can find 2 seats. There's an area on the right-hand side of the far end near a wall. There's a little alcove that's behind it where there's a table, a darkly lit table. A few people sat around it. They look more your type. A quick glance over at them, they're kind of like shadowy, robed in an Assassin's Creed way and not a cult way. Group looking at you, but you don't recognize any faces there. You don't think
Am I robed in a cult way?
No, like I imagine like there's robes in like a darkly robed, you look like a Sith, right?
Oh,
or there's robes where you have like a peak and you have like the what are those things called from WoW? Demon Hunters. One of those. But you can see a few of these kind of guys. This back end here looks a little more like these guys here look like they might be part of a little gang of bandits or something, but they're not faces you recognize.
Do they look like they're staring at me specifically?
No. You're just near this corner. The dwarf sits up at the on the stall at the bar and leans on it and turns to you and says,
"So, what's your name there, lassie?"
Belly. What's yours?
I'm Aaron.
Oh, so Bubba was way off. All right.
Right, aye, that's the joke though, right?
What'd you say?
That's the joke.
Oh, yeah. The joke. Yeah, jokes. I clearly have no sense of humor, by the way.
I'm thinking he's even better. He's like doing that thing where his like eyes are kind of a little half-lidded and he's barely even able to focus on you. He clicks his fingers a couple times and another dwarf walks over to his part of the bar and he says, I'll have, well, what are you drinking?
I'll have whatever you're having.
Alright, that'll be 2 whiskies and 2 meads and 2 ciders. The dwarf on the other side. Aye, alright, yeah. Sure about that? You got the coin? Aye, I got the coin. She's paying.
I said
paying?
1 drink, but, who's counting?
That is 1 drink, hasn't it? Well, that's 6 drinks.
No, that's you know what? Yeah, sure, that's 1 drink.
Alright.
Yeah, the barman goes off and starts to pour drinks. He turns to you and says,
Are you here for your traveling, are you? 'Cause you're dressed kind of strange, like you got all that there way, face paints, makeup on.
Yeah, I'm in town for the circus. Didn't you know there's one going on?
Oh, I do now.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm here for. Came here to get a drink with my friends. Apparently you have beef with one of them. That's not good.
Hey, nah, that bastard took all my money, I'm telling you. It couldn't have been anyone else. I trust everyone at my table. That bastard tricked us all. Said he was playing dice. It wasn't he. Everyone lost coin. And then, where was he? Nowhere to be seen. Gone, I think, Slice.
and grabs the drinks that start coming in. He pushes the whiskey over to you.
Right, to good health and, what are you, a clown?
Yeah, I'm a clown. Yes.
Yeah, you're a sad clown, like.
He starts drinking the whiskey.
I toss it behind my shoulder.
He doesn't fucking give a shit. He's just drags the tankard over full of cider and looks you up and down.
Right, where are you staying then? I got a lot of room upstairs. You wanna go up there later on? We can go up there later on, play a game of cards.
Do you mind if Bobo and my friends come with me?
Nah,
Stay
no
with
bother, no bother. Wait, no, Bobo. He's a bastard. They take the last coins.
What if we tie him up? He won't take anything.
Alright, we can do that. Hey, we'll tie him up. We'll string him up outside.
No, I meant like...
Leave him out in the cold. His little fingers will get so cold he won't be able to pinch nothing.
Oh my god. No, yeah, sure, we'll do that. Whatever you say.
Even shite bastard, I hate him, I do. Took me last coins.
I know, you said that a lot.
Yeah.
You seem really bad at managing your money.
Oh no, I got my money hidden away nice, he just took me coins that day. So, maybe we wanna get out of here, like, I'm just gonna lay my wee head down. Don't worry about it.
Does he fall asleep?
He does.
I'm gonna search his pockets.
Yes. All right. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Ugh.
11. You find 12 copper in his pockets.
Well, do I find anything else? No notes or anything?
You find a key.
Okay, I take the key too.
A little brass key, not too big,
Yep.
not too small.
Yep.
That appears to be it. That's all he seems to have on him.
Yep. I take it. I put his money down on the table, and I walk away.
All right. The other 3, you see these 2 walk off towards the bar area, and yeah, there's a lot going on in this place. There's a lot of people moving around. A few of them kind of eyeing you up. You see 2 or 3 people nod at Bo, as if not in any suspicious way, just like they kind of recognize him, and they'll like, yeah, give you a little wave or whatever. Just people from around town that seem to recognize Bo, either as a bard who plays here from time to time, or maybe just as somebody they know. What do you think you 3 are doing?
Well, that went a little bit aggressive very quickly.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was, well...
That's gonna happen a lot?
No, that doesn't happen a lot. I assure you, ladies, that doesn't. That was over a game of dice. I was pretty sure I won, except my dice were loaded. But anyway, I walked off with my winnings, and I thought I'd never see them again. Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna scan the room and see if anyone's looking at Bo.
Let's see.
Like angrily.
Good idea.
Give me insight checks. If you want to do that. Both, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around the room as well to see if I recognize anybody.
11, 14, and Bo give me an insight as well. Yeah.
I don't think I'm looking around. I think I'm looking at Bo. Intently trying to decide if he intentionally cheated or not.
Well, Aura and Bo, you take a look around. There are a few people that seem to recognize Bo, but nobody that seems to have any ill will towards him. You see Ellie and this gentleman that immediately spotted Bo and kind of stormed across the room to him, sit down at the bar, and he starts ordering drinks or something. And really there doesn't appear to be anyone else that has any ill will towards Bo. But you do notice a few people that kind of like look, maybe as you're walking through the bar, maybe looking for a table. You hear someone like, as Bo walks past, you see a younger human man say, "Hey, gonna play some songs for us later on?"
Oh, maybe not tonight. I'm here showing some friends around. They're new in town.
Ah, boo. He kind of just smiles at you, and then you guys continue on. Seems to be okay. Suna, you're looking at Bo. Bo, do you want to give me a deception check or?
Oh no. Oh, yes, please.
Okay. We'll see if you were lying. Got to be at 14. Oh, damn. 18. Woo. Yeah, I mean, whatever Bo seems to be telling. He was just playing some dice, and that guy got a little pissed off.
Salty.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
Sore
Some
loser.
people just get it in their heads that they know everything, and
some people are just
run
sore
away with it.
Exactly. They don't know. They don't know how to take a losing.
Absolutely. My neighbor Toby is exactly like that. Just can't take no for an answer. Real right piece of horrible.
When she starts talking about Toby, I'm gonna start scanning the room to see if I find anybody, I don't know the best way to phrase this, who looks evil or demon-like.
I guess.
Someone please clip Brad's facial reaction to that, please.
It's just a weird, like, you tell me how you're trying to spot an evil person. Like, what are you looking for?
Okay. So, I like to think that since I'm a
Because demon-like
tiefling,
could mean anything. Like, someone could be looking at you and thinking you're demon-like.
Your eyes fall on Ellie.
I think it's logical. Okay.
Wow.
like,
Just the way you look now, you look undead. Your own words. Your own words.
Racist.
so I'm gonna say Emperor Palpatine near the end, kind of look.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Give me another insight check.
Okay.
In fact, give me a perception check and an insight check.
Oh, okay.
Perception as well.
Dang.
Perception will come for. Okay, 21 and then a natural 20. Okay. Let's see here. Would you say, Ellie, your alignment is evil?
Yep. I would say that she's lawful evil.
I mean, you see Ellie at the bar. You can see that there's a dwarf that's kind of pointing upwards. Ellie looks like she might go for a knife immediately, and then thinks better of it as he starts to slur his words, and you maybe start moving around. There doesn't appear to be any tables down on this floor that seem to be free. As you guys maybe glance up, you can see that there seem to be more free tables upstairs if you guys want to head up to the next floor, if you're looking for somewhere to sit. But in terms of evil people in here, I think you spot a couple. You spot a couple of people that you would consider to maybe be, nasty evil types. I don't think you spot anyone who is a demon, unless you mean other tieflings, of which you spot 2 or 3 tieflings sitting around. But they seem to just be kind of wearing like normal, like peasant clothing. They're not wearing any like, level 7 dark armor or anything like that. In the corner over by where Ellie is, there is a few sort of roguish types. They look like they, not necessarily that they're like evil, but they probably like rob people at night. They probably just spend their afternoons in here drinking, and then later on, once the sun goes down, they go out and just head down an alleyway and beat someone up and steal their money, that kind of thing. Maybe they're a slightly organized band of thieves. You see in another corner a very kind of drunk looking gentleman who's wearing probably half plate similar to like what you have on. He's quite well armored, but he doesn't look like one of the armed guards and watch that you've seen around town. He doesn't really fit this place at all. And you can see that he's kind of sitting in front of his own table, no one around him, though there are empty chairs with a lot of different glasses and bottles that are empty in front of him. Yeah, you get a sense that this guy's kind of nasty. He's got a shaven head. He's got scars that run all along the back of it as if he's been in a lot of battles. And he has a thick kind of dark beard. And resting against the wall behind him is a very ornate looking longsword, which has like some sort of runic emblems in the base of it that are glowing a light red, as if it maybe has some sort of magical properties. That guy looks like a pretty nasty dude. When you kind of scan the room, there are a few people in it that look like can handle themselves, but then there's that guy who I think is one person out of most of these people that stands out to you as like, if there's anyone in here who looks like he's just absolutely going to murder everyone and he could snap at any moment and try and kill everyone in here, he's like the one that stands out. If you've ever been into a bar or a pub,
that's great. Let's go talk to that one.
You see like that one dude in a bar and a pub usually, and you're like, that's the fucking psycho. We're going to sit on the other side. That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
I'm the psycho.
For the most part, almost everyone here just seems to be normal patrons. You don't get the sense that this is a rough bar or a dive bar at all. Again, there's not like some bars and stuff have like knives just in the wall, like a throwing axe just in the door frame as you walk in. The tables are all beat up from being tossed over too many times, but you don't get that sense in here. It generally seems to be a friendly atmosphere.
I would stand up a little taller, and I'm gonna go towards the nasty looking guy.
Okay.
Wait,
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go talk to that guy.
Why? Do you know him?
I got a feeling. Look at his sword. And I'm gonna keep moving. I'm trying to
She has
stand
a
up
type.
taller.
I guess she has. Yeah, you go mingle. You go make friends.
I am gonna mingle, and
Have fun.
I adjust my armor a little bit, and
Oh my!
start
She's
walking
going.
over.
All right, I will get the drinks. You get a table with a good view.
All right, I will.
And I rush over to the bar to get some drinks so that we don't miss any of this.
And I'm gonna grab a table close to Aura. I want a good view of this.
Okay. All right. So, Bo, roll me a d20.
I'm
Ellie-
gonna see Aura, and I
Ellie,
would like
you-
to go stealth over there.
Well, the guy falls asleep, I think. At this point, as you maybe notice this stuff, Bo, there's a table like 2 tables across from where this guy is. There's a table where he's sat at, maybe in the back of the room, and there's a longer table with quite a few maybe workmen in, who look like they've maybe been working on the docks or something like that, that vaguely block the view. And as you're heading over, you see 2 or 3 men and women stand up from a table as if they're leaving, like they're done. And then you swoop in and sit down at that table after them.
I am. I'm calling dibs.
Yeah. There's like 2 people that are like, and they turn around. The dibs rule is fair, and you swoop in and sit down. Sooner you walk
Yoink.
up to the bar just as I think this dwarf falls asleep. Ellie turns around and pocketing some coins that she seems to have found. As you two meet, and Aura continues to stride over towards the very evil, dark paladin in the corner, and that's where we're gonna go to a break, because it's break time, and we'll find out what happens after the break. as Aura finds the biggest guy in prison.
Or isn't a bad boy.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, we'll see what the what happens. I don't know what to predict. Taverns are always a genuine roll of the die, and I don't write anything down, prepare anything too specific, because there's always something like, I want to find the biggest, evilest guy and walk over to him that happens that no one could have predicted. But we will certainly deal with.
She does have a type.
She certainly does. And we'll find out after the break.
I do too, but I like to kill them.
Yes, you are.
All right.
Well, we'll have to see what happens with this guy after the break then. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in a few minutes. Go grab yourselves a tankard of cider, and we'll see you in a few. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. The Tablestory's Dying Order. The gang are inside of the pub known as the Flute and Owl Bear. And Bo sits down at a table and gets a good view of... in fact, Bo, roll me a D20 again. If you can get a good idea of the land. $17. You feel like you recognize this guy, but you don't know where from or why. Guy that she's heading over towards. But you feel like you've seen him around a bit. Like this is totally his area of town. But you for sure have not had any direct dealings with him, and you're not too sure what the deal is. Or you start heading over towards the table, and I think once you clear the longer table with all the people on it, there's a barmaid that walks along. She whisks up some of the empty tankards that are on his table and puts down a bottle of what looks like maybe wine into the middle of the table. Doesn't say anything to him. Turns around quickly and stands in front of you and says, "Anything I can get for you, dear?"
Oh,
To Aura.
sorry.
You're at the bar.
Yes, I'll take whatever that is. I'll have one of those.
All right, come with me then.
But I'll be alright. I'm gonna.
Puts an arm
Get a table.
on your back. Maybe we'll find you another table.
I just want to talk to him about his sword.
Oh, well, might I recommend
No.
you talk to anyone else about their sword?
I'm gonna just, not in a threatening way, show her my sword. I just thought we could compare notes. Why shouldn't I talk to him?
Well, if you're going to be comparing notes, can you do it outside?
No, I don't mean fight him.
All right, well, perhaps any other sword in the tavern then? She walks away from you, kind of gives you one last look, and then heads away from the table.
I'm just gonna still walk towards him.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit down.
Yeah. Sooner you step up towards the bar. Ellie, you pocket some coins. Sooner appears behind you. You see Aura kind of walking across the bar somewhere else. You see Bo shout dibs and sits down at a table. What do you two do?
I did a stealth roll ready to walk away and kind of like disappear.
Oh.
Like I see Sauna and I like nod to her, and then I just like fade into like the crowd a little bit, and I'm gonna try and make my way towards Aura's table and kind of stay a little stealth there and just listen.
All right, let's see.
Do I know this guy at all?
Roll me a d20.
Okay.
Yeah, Sooner you walk over and she vanishes into
She's
the
gone,
into
but
the
I
crowd.
see the man on the table, right? Like, can I tell he's sleeping or does he look dead?
No, you can tell he's sleeping. He's like snoring
all
and
right,
drooling.
all right. It's not like she killed him. All right,
No.
perfect.
Wow.
Let's
So yeah, I'm gonna stealth over to beside the table and listen and or be backup, pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What was your stealth roll? 19.
Oh, am I sorry? It was 19. And
all
11
right.
was my do I know him roll.
On an 11, you do not know him.
Okay.
No, you don't recognize this guy at all. He definitely doesn't seem to mess in any of your circles. He's sure not like an assassin or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like a big, kind of burly type in this kind of dark half plate, and yeah, all covered in scars and stuff. He might be like an ex-watch or something like that. He looks like he might be a little older, pushing 50, something like that. Yeah, and you kind of just start moving through the crowd and heading over towards the area. Aura has an interaction with one of the barmaids and then turns back around as if she's heading towards it. So, Una, what are you doing?
Well, for fuck's sake, Bradley.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, okay? We were on you for a moment, and then...
All right. Who's at the bar? Is there anyone? Can I just get some drinks quickly?
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of people, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, you could have all the drinks I left behind.
There's a
Great.
There's like 6 drinks that were undrunk.
I grab them all.
Yeah.
I just kind of try to scoop them up as best as possible and carry them back to the table with Bo because I don't want to miss a second of Aura trying to get some.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check to not drop all these drinks down a tray.
All right. Wish me luck. 5.
You throw them all on the ground. Immediately, your old arms pull them towards you. They smash on the ground. A few people kind of laugh at you. There's a table near you that are just laughing directly at you.
Sorry about that.
The barmaid that was speaking with Aura kind of like looks down at the ground and looks up at you like,
I'm sorry. I was just trying to carry them to that table over there. That gentleman and I were sharing. Do you think you could help?
She looks down, she looks up at you, and then she waves her hands, and then sort of magically all of the drinks sort of swirl up into a ball, and then she carries it away. You see it kind of dissipate into the air, and then she does it again, and you see all of the bits of glass turn around on the ground, and she lifts them up, looking at you as if she really doesn't want to do it. They go over the bar and into a bin of some sort behind it.
That's very handy.
Yes,
Thank you.
It's something that we all had to learn a long time ago.
Well, what are you doing working here?
Well, I wouldn't know that if I didn't work here. Can I get you a replacement drink, perhaps?
Sure. Yes, please.
All right.
Let's go with 6. Another 6, please.
Another 6, and what was that?
Whiskey.
6 whiskeys. Very well.
Oh, wait. Whiskey here is probably not as good as it is in Dustvale, right? What kind of whiskey do you have?
I believe we have all the types of whiskey that you could ask for.
Do you
Perhaps
have
we
any
can find some?
Imported from Dustvale?
Suppose we can find out. Yes.
That would be wonderful. Yes, 6 of those, please.
Very well. She heads around the bar and
Thank you.
give me a perception check or an insight check if you're watching her.
6.
Cool. Yeah, she goes and gets a bottle and pours whiskeys confidently into glasses, and she hands you those, and then you can carry those. She gives you a tray this time. She puts them onto a little disc and just hands them to you. And are you going to be okay with that?
I think so. I'm holding it with one hand, however, because I do have my walking stick.
All right.
So
Well, then roll a
let's
sleight of
find
hand
out.
check as well. Then you have advantage this time because of the tray.
23.
You just sort of dance through all the people and head
And
to
I
them.
absolutely do that as well because I'm very excited that I have this tray of drinks that I think is Dustvale whiskey, and I come over to the table and I'm gonna watch Aura get some, and I'm very excited. So
Yeah.
I sit down next to him. Look what I have. I have a treat.
Oh my goodness, you made that look far too easy too. What's that?
It felt pretty easy. It should be whiskey from Dustvale.
Oh,
We have everything here.
Well,
Cheers.
be.
Did I
Well,
miss anything?
cheers to that. No, it's just about to get started.
All right then. Cheers.
Aura, you approach the table. Just as you get next to the table, and just before this gentleman looks up at you, there's just a clash of glasses and smash, and a bunch of people. Hey! You know, and there's some sort of commotion. As you glance over, you can see Suna raising her hands up. There's a barmaid that moves over towards her, and they start having an interaction. And then, if you turn back, you can now see that there's this fellow who is looking at you. He probably wasn't necessarily an attractive man before the wounds that have left quite nasty scars on his face. A lot of his face is covered in a very rough kind of beard, very dark beard. He's got thick eyebrows that in places are split from scars that run down from the back of his head. Some of them run over. It looks like he's just been in so many different fights. You can see his
Basically
hands.
the hound.
You can see his hands from much closer now, and he's missing 2 fingers on his right hand. Again, scarred up. The left one burnt. And yeah, but he's wearing pretty decent looking armor. It looks like it probably cost a pretty penny. It's been washed with like a dark wash, so it's like a very, very, very dark grey. There are symbols on it. If you want to give me a religion check, you will notice 6. No idea what that is. It looks like a handprint kind of symbol on the pauldrons of his armor that's sitting there. But his arms are kind of free. You can see that he's got a long sword. It's not a great sword like yours. It looks like he probably wields this kind of very long sword. Again, nicely presented longsword as well, which almost certainly cost a lot of money if you didn't pull it off of a body of some sort. Almost certainly enchanted. What do you do? He's looking at you, but he doesn't say anything. He's
very
scowling,
drunk, correct?
Scowling at you.
Okay.
Yeah, you assume he's drunk because
Yeah.
like if there's a lot of empty drinks in front of him, and in the time that you've walked from one side of the bar to the other, he seems to have finished another drink, and he looks up as he's reaching for the bottle that was placed in the front of him, and he grips it and drags it slowly towards him, uncorking it. But he's just looking at you expectantly.
Hello. You mind if I sit?
Yes, I do mind.
That's fine. I could stand. I just wanted to ask you about your sword.
No.
I'm going to start showing. I'm going to pull out my sword a little bit and just show him. I am very interested in learning and talking about swords. I don't know if this is my sword.
What is she doing, gesturing at her sword? What do you think she's saying?
I think she's like, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yes, maybe. Let's see if that works.
I haven't got time to fight with little girls today.
All right, I'll cut the bullshit and then I'm going to sit down at the table. You seem like the kind of person who might know somebody that we need to get in touch with, so maybe you could help me out.
You've got a set on you, girl.
I got things to do.
He's laughing.
Give me just roll
Think it's working.
charisma. Roll me a charisma roll.
God, I need this to be good. Okay. 3.
All right. What is your AC?
Oh boy, it's a 19, Brad.
Oh. Let me just double check. If he has at least, which he definitely does, a +2 on a 17, I think he's going to hit you. Just give me 1 second to pull up what I need here.
Chrissy's gonna hit me.
He has a +3.
Oh no.
So like the you sit down, he laughs, you'd say this thing, and then there is the bottle of wine, this dark red wine, which flies over your head. It's just suddenly coming at you, and then maybe as you glance it and begin to react to it, it flies over your head, and then there is a fist which collides with your face, and it is going to deal 4 bludgeoning damage to you. Roll me a strength saving throw to remain in the chair.
25, Brad.
Nice.
She's just gonna pass it off. Like, sorry.
He punches you in the face and then stands up. The entire bar kind of just falls like silent around you as he stands up and says,
Very well. Outside.
he grabs his sword and starts to drag it out. He kind of sways a little bit. Everyone around you is looking very, very hard at this scene.
Wow.
Since I stayed in the chair, it hurts really bad, but I'm going to try to pass it off just like, that didn't hurt, because I stayed in my chair and I'm just trying to remain cool, calm, and collected. So he's just walking away from me at this point.
He is walking out of the bar, and it's
to
so
our,
casually. He's dragging the sword behind him, and just kind of like there's a gauntleted boot, kind of hitting the floor as he heads out with his greaves and half plate armor on. Just
I walk up to
leaving it.
Aura and I'm like, I could kill him, right?
I don't think that'll be necessary.
You sure? You got a little red right here, by the way. How'd that smack hurt?
I stand up and I follow him outside.
Alright. What's everyone else doing?
Ellie,
I grab my daggers and I walk out behind
Ellie,
her.
no, Ellie, come here.
I grab my daggers and I walk out behind her.
She's just gonna ruin. She's gonna ruin her chance. Look, she succeeded. He punched her, which apparently Aura likes, and then they're leaving together. And she's just gonna go behind and ruin everything. Ellie, I chase after.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I finish the rest.
If you end up stopping, if you end up grabbing me,
Aura. I do. I catch up to you.
yeah, you and I'll turn around and look at you. I'll be like, "What do you want?
Look! You're going to stop something wonderful from happening.
Are you blind, woman?
What are you talking about?
Fighter. He wants to kill her. Are you blind?
Kill
Wait,
her?
so it's a fight?
Yeah. Why you want in? You can join me, Bobo. Let's go.
What do you mean fight? She wanted to go over there and proposition the man.
And
I
he
think.
was having, because I was stealth nearby, wasn't I? I heard what he was saying.
Yeah, you heard all of that and saw it all, yeah.
No, that man wants none of that. That man's not a good person, from what I gather. And he punched her for sitting down, by the way.
Well, I saw that part. I just
Does
assumed.
that seem like love or any sort of wooing to you?
Hey, now, no kink.
Bobo, you would know. Have you ever been punched for sitting down and then went and had sex with him?
Yes.
You know what? I shouldn't have asked you. I should have known that was going to be the answer. You know what? I'm done. I'm going to go make sure she doesn't die, hopefully. And I encourage you to join me.
Oh, all right.
Okay, well, I'm going out
We're
too.
going to
just
talk
to
about
make
this
sure.
later. I need to
All
find
right.
out more.
All right, we'll make sure.
You want
that
me to
they
grab
stay
the
nice,
drink, though?
okay? Oh yes, yes, please.
Ellie,
Okay.
you're always free to sort of stealth perch like a gargoyle somewhere nearby under the assumption that there's a very good chance you won't be seen.
Okay.
But the other two, what are you doing? Are you just going to join the other people which are all following this?
Oh, I am downing a whiskey, which is not that good. I'm
There's at
assuming.
least like 15 people that are like, they take a
filing
moment and they
out.
look at each other and then they all start like, oh, best go have a look outside. Yes, I've got to go home actually. And they all start to slowly walk outside and create they all kind of stand outside the doors, just outside. The wind and the snow's coming down and they all look at each other as the large plated man kind of steps outside and turns into the middle of the street. You see a carriage kind of stop. The man in the carriage raises a hand, and then just shuts up and sits back in his seat, waiting for the large fellow to stop. He turns around. Aura, you walk out, sword in hand, maybe.
No, I'm
No?
just walking. I'm following him out and I'm seeing what he's doing.
Oh, he's gonna fight you in the street. That's what he's doing. For sure, he assumes that's what you're doing, or doesn't give you the option or whatever. He's just literally, as you walk out, he's already standing there, kind of half leaning on his sword, and he's real tall and real big. He's probably like 6 something, like 1'2", something like that, and built pretty largely. He's not like Brock Lesnar or anything, but he's, like The Edge or something, like just bald, pretty strong, pretty athletic looking, aging a little, and he's scowling at you. Even though his mannerisms are very kind of drunken, his eyes have a pretty decent intensity to them. He seems pretty lucid, even though he's very rosy-cheeked and kind of swaying a little as he stands, leaning vaguely on his sword there.
I'll take my sword out and then I'm gonna lean on it near the door of this bar. I'm just gonna call out to him.
Yeah.
Do you know any demons?
That's such a random question. He turns his head sideways and says,
If this is going to be some sort of monologue about how you're a demon to fight, save it.
No, I asked you if you know any demons.
Not in the business of killing demons.
That's you're not answering my question, sir. Do you or do you not know demons in your personal life?
See if he does know any demons.
Holy shit.
He says, give me an
Fall in
insight.
love with her by the end of this.
Give me an insight check.
Well, now everyone knows we're looking for demons.
Yep.
12. He says,
No, I do not know any demons.
Have a nice day, and then I'm gonna put my sword back in and go back inside the bar.
okay. Unfortunately, you do have to roll initiative because he's now moving very swiftly across the snow towards you.
I would
Okay.
like to use my 16 athletics to crawl on top of the roof and get my bow and arrow out.
Yeah, you're already doing that. I'm absolutely assuming at all times that you're nearby with a weapon trained on.
Oh, but I'm getting the high ground too.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, you rolled a 10. He rolled a 21. So as you turn around, there is a flash of light. Everyone kind of like there's a couple of like gasps and maybe like a little whimper from the crowd of people that are behind you, and also, by the way, kind of in front of the door now. You can see 2 or 3 people behind them. There is like a fluffy face of Bo, and then the maybe a concerned face of Suna. Suna and Bo, you see what looks like a flash of light that comes from behind where this man is, and then Aura, you hear the sound of footsteps as he tries to cut your head off. That is it's definitely a hit, I think. Plus 5 to hit, so 24.
Holy shit.
I'm assuming that hits you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see here. As this is, I have to roll on this thing. A longsword, 1d10 plus 3, hits you in the back of the neck, and then also there is a searing smite spell attached to this. Which means the weapon flares with white hot intensity. They deal an extra 1d6 fire damage. And also you're going to ignite in flames, so your hair is going to catch on fire. Roll me a constitution saving throw. 4. And then also...
I have resistance to fire damage.
Ooh, nice. Yes, you do. So you only take 2 there. 2 fire damage on the 6. And then...
Okay.
Also, 3 necrotic damage.
Well, I need to use Relentless Endurance.
Okay, here's what happens then. So that's 13, that's 16 damage, 17, 18 damage in total. There is this horrible moment where suddenly the Dark Paladin here is rushing across the snow. He holds his sword up. You see the rune ignite, and then the entire thing flashes with a burst of like white energy. The rune kind of turns a like a dark flame black kinda, and then he brings this thing up. Everyone watching kind of lets out a cry. There's a thunk from a bow and arrow from above where you guys are. The sword comes in, catches the edge of where your breastplate is, which is the only thing that's probably stops this thing from beheading you. And you feel this flame, this sword hit you, and there's just a horrible, sickly thud as this sword goes into your neck, up by your jaw. And it's Bo and Suna, you see Aura just flung sideways. Her head doesn't part from her body, but her whole body gets moved one way. Behind her is the paladin who's swinging the sword. And you see Aura just kind of hit the ground hard. She slides across the snow a little ways before kind of waking up. And then there's a big rush of blood that pours out from the side of her neck and spreads across the snow. Give me the bow shot, Ellie, because I'm assuming you're firing after that. 17 is a hit.
Okay.
Give me all the damage and a sneak attack. What is that? 11 plus 12, 73 damage. This guy kind of like floors aura. Everyone kind of there's a few people that scream as she hits the ground. He before he's even finished his swing, there's an arrow that just hits his half plate, or where the half plate straps are, and sinks deep into his shoulder as he looks up. He barks up at you. Come on then, whoever you are. Pulling the thing out. There's a lot of blood, and he doesn't seem to make too much of a big deal out of it. Come down and face me.
Well, I don't think so. I would like to do something.
Yeah?
Yes, I would like to cast Reduce and shrink this fucker.
Okay. Yeah, give me the spell again.
Sure.
You cause a creature or object you can see to go blah, 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 larger or smaller. The target is unwilling to make a con save. Alright. That is an 8, which is good. Plus 2, 10, which I assume means he shrinks. As he's looking up at you, he pulls an arrow out and then kind of makes eye contact with you. Yeah.
I don't think that's foreplay, sir. I'll shrink him down.
Yeah, he goes from being 6 foot to 3 foot. He shrinks down. His sword, now too heavy for him, clanks against the ground. And there's a few people that let out kind of stifled laughs for a moment, like, and then he glances at them, looks back and forth. Anyone else doing anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna rush over to Aura, because that's not looking too good. I'm gonna rush over to her and place my hands over her gently and cast Cure Wounds. So I raise my hands over her gently, and hopefully she instantly feels the warmth of my hands as I cast the spell.
Okay. I'm gonna roll 1 dice to see if he can break out of this. Does he get to do a thing at the end of his turn to grow again?
It doesn't look like it.
So he just stays
but it
like
looks
this
like
for
it
a
stays
minute?
like this for a full minute, yes.
Okay.
He also has disadvantage on strength checks and saving throws, and weapon will deal 1d4 less damage.
Yeah, give me, no, actually, I'm just gonna roll the dice. He drops his sword and holds his hands up. A small version of him.
That's right.
I jump off the roof and walk over to him.
Why did you attack Aura?
She attacked me.
Fuck's sake.
No,
Aura,
she
are you
didn't.
alright?
I'm gonna try and move his sword away just in case he breaks out of this.
He,
Doing what I can sooner.
he turns around
All right.
to where you are, Ellie, and says,
Dishonorable. Very dishonorable.
You're gonna tell me about dishonor. Would I be able to pick up he's a dark paladin?
give me a religion check. You can all do it if you'd like. Bo, you heal Aura. Aura, you're alive. Your wound in your neck closes up, but it fucking hurts. You also feel real bad today. You feel real sick, and give me another con save.
Oh, a 12.
12. Okay, yeah, you remain the same level of feeling bad, but it's not good. And you're, for all intents and purposes, you're kind of fine. You're not dying. You have that same horrible, familiar feeling of being laid on your back. You blacked out for a moment. There was just a moment where you were kind of facing the door, hearing something, and then you were facing upwards, and there was a lot of pain in your neck and a warm feeling of blood.
I'd grab Bo's hand and just say thank you again. And then I'm gonna look over at. So is Ellie standing over him?
Yeah, and Ellie and Bo, you recognize the handprint on his pauldron to be that of the unholy symbol of Bane, who is an evil deity for the most part. Generally speaking, people don't openly worship Bane. He is an evil deity of like fear, hatred, tyranny. Any paladins of Bane are usually like warmongers, and generally they don't really exist anymore. Again, there's not really any war. During wartime, you get a lot of, you might get a lot more kind of despot leader types that celebrate Bane and lead armies, and they send in these dark paladins. Yeah, this is, it's not necessarily like illegal or anything, but it's just super bad. Like, it's bad, and the fact that he seems to be some sort of paladin or knight of Bane means that pretty much probably at best he just likes fighting and killing and dominating in that way, kind of thing. If there was, and there probably is, gladiatorial fights in town, he probably participates in those and has absolutely no problem with killing people and things like that. It's not legal, really. If he had chopped off Aura's head there, he would have been in a lot of trouble. There would have been a lot of guards and stuff, so it's pretty ballsy that he even attempted it. And I think you're all aware, by the way, everyone is super aware that he 100% tried to straight up behead Aura in the street. It wasn't like he intended to miss or anything. She just got lucky in that the armor she's wearing sits differently on her shoulders, so she was holding herself differently, maybe.
Do I need to make a roll that I won't kill this guy because he's a paladin?
I mean, that's up to you. Like, he put his hands up, he turns to you and seems to be, you know, surrendering to your...
I pull my mask down, just revealing how, like, there's just no color in my face besides my red eyes.
Give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
No proficiency in intimidation. You should do.
17.
Yeah. You have it now for being undead. So you can add to that. What is that? 5?
Yeah. Oh, so add 2?
Well, hang on. No, yeah. You would have gone up 2. So it'd be 19.
Okay.
Yeah, he like looks up at you and you see him kind of... He recognizes something in you, and there's a moment where you see an expression for the first time maybe on his face that isn't just like either a glowering intense kind of contempt, but yeah, he recognizes something and steps back, sort of.
I didn't want to start a fight with all of you.
I start propping myself up, and I look at Ellie. Kill the motherfucker.
Be still.
Kill him.
Aura.
Well, I think that's a bit traumatic.
Dude,
I take my
fucking
dagger
try to
out and I
cut my
stab
head
into his
off.
neck.
Oh my, no, I will try to stop her.
All
which
right.
means I might get stabbed, but for fuck's sake.
Both of you give me initiative rolls.
Okay.
Hell,
No, I'm not good at initiative.
You should be
13.
okay. You're a rogue.
25.
I think, yeah, Ellie, you bring the dagger down. You see that the little paladin isn't just like gonna let you do it. He is reacting as well. He's like, looks like he's bringing up his arm with braces on. But yeah, I think Suna, how do you want to interject? Because you're kind of you're just there.
I'm gonna reach my hand out and just have her stab right through my hand, and I'm looking right at her the whole time.
All right, Ellie, give me the dagger roll and damage.
I'm scared.
Is it the poison
Because that
dagger?
was. Yep. Maybe I'll miss.
Oh no, you don't miss.
Yeah.
You just
Wait,
get...
I won't miss?
No, it's,
Oh,
it's a hit. Just give me the damage.
Yeah.
Suna is purposefully interjecting. So, Suna, give me a con save.
$16.
You make it. So you just take the 8 piercing damage as a dagger just
Alright.
goes straight through your hand. And as it does so, the Dark Paladin grows again. the minute is up, and he grows up and he says,
Come now. What is this? A hit?
I'm looking right at Ellie. You need to stop acting like a petulant child.
I
Our
pull the
actions
dagger
have
away.
consequences.
I pull the dagger away, and I'm like, I'm not acting like a child, and I'm not the one that attacked our teammate until now, I guess. And I walk away.
okay.
Actually, I'm gonna take his sword and keep walking with it because I do not want him to get it back. And now that he's big boy.
He says, let me roll one more check for him, actually. Oh. He says to you, would he? Yeah, he would. He shouts to you as you pick the sword up. He says,
Drop the sword, lifeless.
Just give him back his sword. Let him go on his way and we'll be on ours.
Does it look like he's ready to fight again?
yeah. He looks pretty fucking angry that you're trying to take his sword, at least.
Well, I mean, even if I gave it back, does it look like I'd have, like, it would be a bad thing?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Because I'm not so, ooh, I failed horribly.
A natural one. This guy absolutely can do nothing to harm you. I don't even know why you feel no fear. He might try and attack you, but even then, he's probably bluffing.
Can I try and throw his sword? Just throw it, like, further away from him so I can just be like, well, if you want it, go get it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Athletics?
Well, you can just, if you can throw it.
Oh, okay.
throw it
I'm gonna
in
chuck
front.
the sword.
Unless you're
I'm just
trying
gonna
to
chuck
throw it
in the
moon.
distance and be like, there you go.
He kind of growls, I think, under his breath. I don't know if Ellie would hear it as she walks away. The Dark Paladin kind of turns around to the rest of you and says,
What'll it be then?
If you come near Aura again, I will kill you.
She challenged me.
I don't think she did that. I think she wanted to ask you a question. We'll just call it a misunderstanding and be done with it.
give me a persuasion check.
I still have my bow in my hand.
Yeah.
18.
18.
That was perception. Yeah.
He,
sorry. I hit perception instead of persuasion.
Oh, yeah, wrong with
24.
It's probably going to be
Even
better because
better,
you're a charisma
dang.
kid. He says,
I'm going to collect my sword, and then I'm going to get a drink.
That sounds great. I don't think we're going back in there anyway. We'll go to a different tavern. Have a good evening, sir.
oh, actually. How close are you to him?
Pretty close. I mean, she was going to stab him, and I put my hand out in the way, so I think I'm pretty fucking close. However close I would have to be to stop a dagger to the throat.
Yeah. Let me just check on something here, because I think he still has this thing. Active.
I crouch down by Aura and I look at her and I'm like, you alright?
Yeah.
No, I
mean, there's
tried to
blood.
finish him off. I'm sorry.
He goes
Okay, I
inside.
don't know why she stopped you.
He collects his sword and he goes inside and kind of leaves all of you around. There's a few people kind of standing around outside, and they kind of look over everything that's going on. You see that carriage start to move once again. People start kind of going back about their business, and it seems to die down and calm down. He heads back in. A few people, you can hear him talking about what's happened and maybe who he is a little. You can hear that the tavern starts up again and it starts to calm the area. There's a big fucking pool of or puddle of blood around where Aura is, and yeah, I think give me perception checks, everyone.
24.
6.
24.
Ooh, not 20.
13, 15. So
15.
everyone but Aura, for some reason, overhears a few people kind of saying some stuff about the thing that just happened there. You hear like a couple kind of speaking as they're heading back inside and say, bloody hell, she survived. Aye, she did survive. Haven't seen that before. No, I ain't never seen nobody survive Grim, as they kind of head back in.
I try to prop myself up. I'm sorry. Didn't think it would escalate that much, that quickly.
Are you all right?
We didn't either.
I told you should let me kill him on the way out, but you didn't listen.
We can't just go around doing whatever we want.
Did you not see the handprint? That guy's not a good guy. You defended a bad person. I'm just throwing it out there. He likes murdering. Did you hear the people?
Try to cut my head off sooner.
There are many more of them.
With my
There's
back
one
turned to
more.
him.
Right.
He's not a good person, and you saved his life. And he's a paladin. He could have probably taken mine.
You know what? I'm not the judge, and neither are you.
Actually, I like to think I can
everyone
be a
else,
judge.
it looked like she challenged him, and then we ganged up on him, and we would have murdered him, and we would have been in jail, unable to do what we're here to do.
We would
to
not have
save
been
the
in jail.
world.
We would not have been in jail.
You might not have been in jail, but the rest of us.
I would have made sure you
could have
guys
been.
weren't either.
But how did it look like I had challenged him? I asked him a question, and I turned my back to
You
him.
walked up to his table, Aura.
Which many people do in bars and taverns.
Yeah, and it looked like you approached him. To everyone else,
Hold on, you can't
it
be
looked
mad
like
about
you
this,
challenged him.
Luna. You were there for the show, hoping she'd get a little, little sausage tonight.
I was hoping that, yes.
Until there
I
was a
wasn't
fight.
hoping someone would end up with their head off on the street.
Oh, of course, none of
not
us
her.
were. That's why I was gonna kill him. Now he's gonna go kill more people.
And so are you.
I'm gonna kill people that kill people, sure, and attack you guys. But I guess if you don't want me defending you guys, I won't defend you anymore.
Well, maybe not. I
I'll
walk
make a
off.
mental note of that. I start walking towards the Duke and Trap.
Yep.
I just stop talking, start walking towards the Duke and Trap.
Okay. Bo, Aura, where are you going?
Well, I'm helping Aura out, as
Okay.
I know she's still pretty weak, and I'm sure she's I'm sure she's. I can tell that she's not feeling so good, seeing as she's pretty pale and looking very under the weather. May I offer you something? Would you like to take something for that?
I don't know. I haven't felt well since we've been here. I'm just trying to get answers for stuff, because maybe it's a show to you and Suna, but I'm just trying to figure out what we need to do.
Look, I don't want you to.
Trouble.
Look, it's not really more that it was a show for us. More, we saw that you were trying to perhaps get some information for us, especially as we're trying to find Suna's father out here. I was going to do the same, but it was you who took the courage to actually, talk to a fella like, Grim.
Well, at least I know now. Don't go for the most evil-looking person in the room.
Yeah.
Can I use some hit die?
I guess so, depending on what you're doing. You have to kind of rest for about an hour, but if you're just sitting there for an hour, I'm happy to fast forward through that, kinda.
I'd probably scooch up to the side of the bar, probably, and lean against it and sit.
You're going in again?
No, I'm outside, sitting in the snowbank, leaning against the side of the bar.
Okay.
For
yeah,
rest.
you can begin a short rest and sit there. Yeah.
If
All right,
you need to
I'm
do
gonna-
stuff, Bo, I can stay here for a bit.
I'll grab you a blanket from inside. I know some of the people that work here at the inn too.
Thank
Just
you,
so
Bo.
you can be a little bit more comfortable, of course. I'll be right back. And I head inside.
Yeah, you head inside. You maybe glance at the table where this fellow Grim is sitting, and he just seems to have sat back down. It is in exactly the same position he was in before, kind of just sitting there. He seems to already be nursing a new drink, his sword resting in the same position. And you see him place his hand over where he had the arrow in it. You see a kind of dark energy off of his hand, and then he carries on drinking his drink, and you head in. Wait, did Suna go into the bar?
Yes.
Where did you go?
I just went, got another drink, and sat at a table alone.
Okay.
Maybe one of our drinks was probably still there, one of the whiskeys. I might even sit back at that table, but I am by myself.
Yeah, I think I think you did that fine. Like, no one gave a shit that you did this or was involved in this skirmish outside. There's a few people still talking about it, but not didn't seem like too out of place for a lot of people. Like, even the amount of people that went outside to watch it seemed like not enough for the drama of a fight. I think probably you see Bo come in. Bo heads over towards, I assume, the bar as well.
Yeah. I'm
someone that you
asking
recognize.
for one of the ladies if they could perhaps get a blanket for my friend outside.
Yeah. You find like one of the bar staff that you recognize. They kind of glance at the table where that Grim guy is, and they nod at you. They head somewhere out a door for a minute or two and then come back. They bring you a blanket, and inside of it is a little bottle of something strong, some sort of clear liquid, and they hand it over to you and give you a nod.
Oh, and I return the nod. What's this? I inquire.
Well, if she's going to be sitting outside, perhaps she'll need a swig.
Oh, right. Would I happen to know any of the ladies of the night? Are they on duty as of right now? Not that I'm interested. I'm just gonna ask some questions of my own in the right places.
You are asking me, or in character to the woman?
In character to the woman, yes.
She looks around the bar a little bit, and then points over and says, "Oh, Susanna's over there. She doesn't look too busy." And you turn around. There's a human woman. She's maybe 30s, wearing a pretty standard-looking dress, but she's sitting comfortably at the edge of one of the seats towards the back of the bar, kind of just sitting there looking around. Every now and then she'll have like a little kind of like joke with one of the men or whatever. Yeah, you know her to be a high-class escort.
All right, I make my approach to Suzanne.
She looks you up and down. You know each other already?
Well, let's just say maybe she does look familiar to me, but she probably doesn't recognize my face. It's probably been some time.
Let's see if she recognizes you. Oh, she does. She gives you like a twinkling smile and says,
no.
Well.
Hi, Susie. How's it going? A long time no see.
Yes, indeed. You've never looked younger.
Oh, always too kind there. I wanted to ask you a question. Considering we're good friends, we go back, yes. Susie.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, perhaps. I know it's probably not in your line of business to share clientele information. But I was wondering if perhaps the name Ezrin or sorry, what was his other human name?
Xerxes.
Xerxes. Does that name ring a bell? Any of those names ring a bell?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh boy. All right, let me work my magic. Yes.
A 23. Even on a 23, she holds her hand out, palm up, and says, "Maybe they do, maybe they don't."
All right, you play a game there, sweetheart. All right. How much?
She looks you up and down and says, "Is that a blanket? Are you on the street?"
No. This is for a friend. She's just taking a rest outside. It's not what it looks like. She's just tired. She's just
Oh, that terrible business. You were involved in that?
Oh, I was well, I guess you could say yes. I was involved. Yes. Not that I got my hands dirty.
Yes, very well. Well, let's see. I'm surprised you don't know who Xerxes is. She holds her hand out again.
Okay, well, all right. And in her hand, I put 1 gold bar.
1 gold bar?
Okay, maybe that's too much.
Damn it, Bobo! When Ellie finds out.
No, that's too much. That's too much. Okay, I'm digging in through my pockets and I feel the gold bar. I'm like, no, okay, that's way too much. Okay. Considering Susie and I go way back, and I really want her to tell me, 20 silver.
20 silver. Holy shit. Yeah, she takes the fucking little purse of silver, I guess.
Yeah.
And she says, sit down, will you?
Oh, okay, sure. And I, hastily take my seat. So what you got for me, Zeus?
Turns around, leans onto the table and says, "Xerxes, why on earth are you looking for Xerxes?"
Well, believe it or not, Susie, one of the ladies I'm with is his daughter.
Oh. Well, that's terrible
Yeah.
news.
Anyway, yeah, we're looking for him. She's Mr. Daddy Dearest, and she's hoping to reunite with her pappy.
Right, well, I don't suppose that'll be possible, unfortunately. Xerxes has been dead for at least a decade.
You're joking.
Well, there used to be a casino run by Xerxes, and then he was killed by a demon slayer.
And would you happen to know the name of this demon slayer?
Calgary Sachet. Calarouge. Calarouge. Give me a D20. Calarouge Szechuani. Calarouge? I think his name was Calarouge Szechuani. Something absurd.
Oh boy. Alright, well, anything works.
Yes, well, you could always ask him yourself. He's usually in here.
Wait, what? He's here?
Yes.
What does he look like?
Well, he looks like an elven demon hunter with a big hat.
He had.
Yes.
Alvin demon. Okay.
Eye patch.
Eye patch. Okay.
Dirty
All
blonde
right,
hair.
that helps.
Ringlets. Lots of it.
Okay. Oh.
Yes.
All right. All right. Very well. I appreciate this, Susie. Thank you.
Yes, well, yes, I suppose, very strange, request from you, though.
Oh, I've always been a curious cat. You know me.
Yes, well, demon hunting is not always a friendly business, and then this with, old Grim over there. You're trying to get yourself locked up, aren't you? Why?
No. No.
What is it?
No, not me, no.
What's the scam?
Scam? No, there ain't any, no. Are you kidding me? We're talking about me, Bo. I don't get involved in that sort of stuff, Zeus.
Right. Very well. Well, I suppose if you have any more of that coin, you can come back and see me later on.
Oh, well, it's good to see you, Sue. It's looking great as ever. I'll see you around, okay?
Yes, Carmen San... No, I can't remember. No, I can't remember his name. He's usually around here, though. Later, perhaps. Maybe he's upstairs.
Oh, well, very well. I'll probably have to come by again later.
Okay. Good day.
All right, until, you too. Until the next time, Susie.
He nods at you and turns back
I
around.
make my way.
Yeah, heading outside?
Yeah, heading outside and giving, Aura the blanket.
Yeah, Aura, you're
booze.
probably frozen to death by now.
No!
She looks like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining. No, you're probably pretty cold, but not that bad. You still got all your winter stuff on. It would be uncomfortable. Your neck would fucking cane. But yeah, I think after a few minutes, Bo heads outside. Sooner, you would probably have seen this interaction from across the room, and then eventually you see Bo head back outside.
Right.
Business as usual.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit and have a drink.
Okay. Then, yeah, Aura, Bo heads back outside.
I give her the blanket and the booze.
Thank you. What's the liquid for?
Oh, the ladies recommended that you drink it to keep warm. But if you know you're not feeling up to it, you don't have to.
Oh, why not? I'll grab it from him and take a swig.
Oh, well, go crazy.
It's like gasoline.
Oh, it's so strong. But I feel warm. How bad is it, Bo? And I lift up my neck, and I know you said it healed, but is there like a scar now?
Yeah, there's definitely a scar. And that looks like it's gonna be with you for life.
Well, didn't mean to rush stuff. I want to get home. I have people at home, Bo.
I know.
So
and I know you want to
my
get back to
element.
Alvin. I know. You've got a lot on your mind. It was that cocksucker's fault.
It just
He was the one talking about how you attacked him first. He attacked you when your back was facing him. He was nothing but a coward.
I didn't go up to him and say, "Hey, I want to fight you outside." I just wanted to find Suna's dad.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I thought you were just showing your bits, and I thought he was gonna do the same. I thought that's why he laughed, because he liked what he saw.
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you, he was not a handsome man. I
Yeah,
have
he
somebody
wasn't.
back home too, Bo.
Oh, well, I mean,
There's somebody else that I want to get back home to. That's why I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I just don't seem to be very good at it.
yeah, I'm not good at half the things I do either. But you know, we've got each other.
Can I
Help
come
us
back
with
and
it.
walk up to them?
Yeah, you didn't go to the other bar? Pub?
I'd say it was like I was walking away, angry, and then I walk back.
The classic night out. Two people are crying on the steps of the pub. One's gone missing, and the other one storms off and then moodily comes back after a fight. Yeah, no, I've never experienced that. Yeah, you come wandering back.
Fuck are you guys still doing out here?
I'm just taking some time to,
Hanging out.
yeah,
You're just hanging out outside in the cold.
my
Yeah.
face hurts really bad,
You
Ellie.
afraid to go back inside because that guy, Grim, still in there?
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
he-
afraid of him.
No, I'm not going back in there.
I mean, he did try to take my head off, and I think it's more of a pride thing at this point.
Yeah, you took it like a champ though. That's pretty good.
Got a sweet scar now. I lift my neck up to show Ellie.
That's cool. I mean, I guess you could say you were a little in over your head dealing with that guy, but maybe next time don't walk up to the scariest dude in the bar.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been in the city before. I just thought, oh, find the one that looks the worst. He might know something.
Yeah, see, that's maybe next time ask me or Bo, and we might try to steer you away from that just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. I just want to.
Well,
Why is it so hard to find people?
I have an idea if you you guys want to go with me. Bo knows where we're going.
I actually got some interesting information to share with you ladies, especially to Suna. She'll want to hear this.
She's
Yeah?
mad.
What is it? Well, yeah, I imagine she's mad. We did kind of yell at each other.
Well, she's gonna want to hear this. This concerns her dad.
All right.
Yep. So,
I'll let
how
you
about
go
you two
tell her.
wait
I'll
here?
stay out here.
Well, I'm gonna go get her because I think it's best that I relay this all to you.
All right, do you want me to come back inside?
No, it's okay. It's probably best that we're out here and not in and I don't want to be seen by that guy again. No offense, that grim fella gives me the heebie-jeebies.
You know what? I'll go in. I'm gonna walk into the bar.
All right then.
All right.
I guess you coming with me or?
No, you're staying out here with her. Make sure nothing happens.
Okay then. All right, we'll wait for you.
Yeah, you head back in. Again, seems like business as usual in there. You can see that this big dude that people refer to as Grim is just back in the corner. He just seems to be nursing already, maybe on like his third drink or something like that. Yeah, a few people kind of mutter to themselves as you head in, but don't really. Nothing seems to happen. Are you looking for... Who are you looking for?
Sooner.
Sooner?
If Grim sees me, I sort of give him a little...
I don't think he's looking at you, no. He doesn't.
Okay.
He's just kind of on his side of the bar at the back. He just seems to be way more interested in his drink than anything else.
Good.
But yeah, Suna, you obviously sat somewhere or anything like that?
I'm just at the other table and I'm by myself, so I don't know. I don't know if she sees me or not. I'm not trying to hide.
There you go.
I slide in. Okay. Hold on. Hold. Let me see how terribly I do this. Yeah. I take someone's drink as they're not looking and I slide in next to Suna. I pass her the drink. No, it's probably mead. I don't know.
I've got a whiskey, but thank you.
It's pretty good. I can go give it to that guy, and I point to Grim. Maybe a peace offering. Think he will kill me?
I don't think we should talk to him again.
Well, putting what happened earlier behind us, Bobo has some info that he wants all of us to hear. Said particularly you.
What is it?
Oh, I don't know. He won't tell me without you being there.
It's about dear old dad.
If I had to take a guess, I'd say yes. It's about your dad.
Right. Well, I quite fancy my drink right here, if you don't mind.
Want me to tell him to come inside?
Oh, no, I don't think anyone should come in here. I think we should just...
Well, if you don't go
Cool our
outside,
jets.
they're gonna come inside, and that might not be good for that guy. Better maybe to avoid anything that could happen.
Ellie, I think I'd like to just sit here and enjoy my drink. Maybe I'll talk to Bo another time.
All right. Well, here's another free drink on me. Or no, actually on that guy. I point to like some random guy that I took it from.
Yeah.
And I just get up and I walk out.
Okay.
Hey,
They're still
Bo.
outside.
Yeah, she's not coming out. I think we should, you should just tell me.
Oh boy. Well, so a resource of mine says that and apparently her dad's been dead for the past 10 years.
How does your source know this?
Well, let's just say she gets around.
She slept with Suna's dad.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't get the deets, but
Slept
she
with her
knows
too.
people.
You know, if she slept with Suna's dad, and then you slept with her as well, then it's kind of like you slept with Suna's dad in a roundabout kind of way.
He's
I'm
not
just trying to mess
wrong.
with them. I'm just trying to.
Please don't mention that to God, okay? Anyway, that was a long time ago. I reckon I met Sue. I almost slipped her name. No. Anyway, and I happen to know possibly who killed her father.
All right.
He's
So
a.
you,
Oh, sorry.
oh, you mean that I interacted with that man inside for no reason?
Well, you shouldn't have done that in the first place, if I'm being honest.
Well,
I mean, we all make mistakes. I feel like
I
you
don't
know.
make mistakes. I've made many mistakes in my life. Okay, I see them walking about all the time.
I was
Anyway,
ready to correct your mistake, Aura, but I wasn't allowed to, so.
Well, I just like
Anyway.
stare off into the snow very pensively. Like I'm
It's
just
all
kind
right,
of
cheer up.
coping with what I've done.
Just cheer up. It's all right. That guy's not a good guy. And honestly, if he knew me a little sooner, he probably would have went after me instead. So.
Well,
either way, we're staying away from him and his friends. They're with that cult.
well,
But where's
He's-
this guy? You
he's-
said you know a guy that was involved in all this?
No, not that he was involved in with our friend Grim, but well, he was involved in the killing
Yeah.
of, well, Suna's father, a demon
tell me.
hunter.
Is
it
it
wasn't
demon
the
hunter?
guy.
Yeah.
Yep, it was a demon hunter. His name was Key.
Pudkey?
No. I just know it started with a K. But, okay. He had dirty blonde hair, had a eye patch, and what else? He was Alvin. He was Alvin. So that he should be pretty easy to spot. Oh, and he comes in the late hours. So they're actually expecting him later tonight, so we might actually be able to see him.
Do you know why he killed her dad?
Either he was under a contract, or simply because that's just the way of a demon hunter.
Ah, you said the magic word, contract. Speaking of which, come on, let's go. I like the way we're
What?
on. We'll be back.
Oh, okay.
I help Aura up if she's willing to stand.
Have I rested long enough to use a hit die at this point?
Yeah, unless you guys are really planning on fucking immediately turning a corner and killing people.
No.
Then
We're just gonna casually walk away.
you can use a couple hit die.
I'm gonna use 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stand up and look towards the bar. I don't think. You want me to go in there and try to talk her
Nope.
coming out?
That's not a good idea. I think she needs her alone time for a little bit. That's what she said to me. She doesn't want us going in there. And I don't know if you should show your face around Grim right now. He's still in there and he doesn't look well, he didn't seem very happy.
I thought
Not
he was
that-
drunk. Did he not look drunk?
I mean,
He
he
was
drinking.
drinking.
Even more.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't. I no. Mm-mm.
I just. She's not gonna know where we went.
We'll be back. We're gonna come back. We gotta come back by dark anyway. Late night, remember? Meet that demon hunter. Maybe go find out a little bit more about him. Someone might know. And then I am now going to walk to the Duke and Trap.
Yeah, all three of you going there?
Shouldn't
I
be.
hesitate, but I follow them.
Okay. Yeah, you guys head. It's on the same like a high street, but much further down. Once you get to like an intersection that one way heads towards a bridge that heads over the river towards the northwestern side of town, kind of more militant district with the fortress access up that way. There is a little it's not even a street or a road. It's more like an alleyway that leads down to this just back alley bar that doesn't even have a sign above the door or anything. The door is almost always closed, even though you can open it and head in. And you guys head down this alleyway. There's another alleyway that leads around the back of that, Ellie. There are 2 access points to the actual guild, if that's what you're heading for. If you're just heading for the bar,
No.
then it's just a little pub with just a basic kind of rundown little pub area with all the the bar and everything in it. But then there's also you can get in there and go round the back and enter a basement, or you can just go round to where there's like a basement access, which is down another alleyway. It leads down into just a barren room with some bullshit in it and empty stuff. There's sometimes people like squatting in there and stuff that you guys have to shoo out. Are you heading for the actual guild?
Yeah.
You're bringing these with you?
I think we go through the bar first.
Okay.
To go to access via that way, just to see if I see anyone that I know in the actual bar first.
Yeah. All right. So you three head along the street. Bo, she takes you down towards the bar. You know nothing of this basement activity. That you maybe have slept in the basement or something on a fucking random chance, but there's a secret access point in the basement that no one knows about, and you can't even access without the pentacle that you have. But yeah, I think Ellie leads you down towards this alleyway, takes you down this shifty alleyway. There's probably like 3 dudes just like shiftily standing around at the door that, yeah, you probably recognize these faces as maybe not necessarily members of the Assassin's Guild, but just like
regular
thugs,
patrons.
yeah, that frequent the bar. And yeah, they don't do anything as you guys head in. However, I'm going to shift back to Sauna, who's sat in this bar in the other pub. Are you just nursing a drink?
Yes.
How many drinks are you going to nurse? Are you powering?
How many were left?
Are you doing shots here, or are you just kind of like
No, it
sipping
was the whiskeys.
sipping at a whiskey?
Yep,
And you're all by yourself.
that's correct.
Give me a perception check. 10. At some point, you realize that guy Grim is like directly across the bar from you, and he's looking at you. He's like staring at you from across the bar.
I just lift my drink and then go back to nursing it. I'm assuming he's glaring at me like he wants to cut my head off.
Give me an insight check.
All right. 11.
It's not really a glare. You get the sense that he does look at first like he's just scowling at you, but maybe that's just his resting bitch face.
All right.
He actually looks a little like he's just confused as to what the fuck you're doing in here. But he's staring at you kind of oddly. It's almost like he's investigating you. Like he's looking at you like, the fuck is this? Almost.
All right.
If you just raise your drink, I think.
I just raise my glass and kind of salute him a bit and then go back to it.
He does the same thing, but he doesn't raise his glass. He just goes back to his drink. How long would you stay here for? The whole evening? Do you have plans? What is your intention?
Well, my mom just died. So yeah, I think I'd stay the whole night.
Sitting in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Probably until I felt tired.
Yeah, and I think an hour goes past before the sun sets, and there isn't like any sign of the others. People are coming and going constantly. If anything, it's a lot busier, and it starts to fill up a little more. You see that a lot of the tables and chairs that are at the edges of the upper floors start to fill up as well, and there's a little bit more of a cacophony of sound coming down from up there as people come in. You get the sense that there might be another bar upstairs, because you don't see a lot of people going up and down once they go up there, but yeah, you don't, yeah.
Are there rooms here as well?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I just drink and then... Do I notice anyone? I'll look around after a while, and see if I recognize anyone that might be a lady of the night.
I guess give me another insight check.
9.
You
unfamiliar to me here?
aren't sure. The types of courtesans that are in Dustvale are very much like classic Wild West types, like that woman from Westworld that wears the thing and has those kinds of dresses. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, here you look at people, but there's a lot of men and women in here that you think maybe could be doing that, or they could just be flirtatious patrons. There doesn't appear to be like anyone who's scantily clad or like very obviously kind of like walking along, and most people in here seem to be dressed relatively well in the sense that they no one looks out of place. It's kind of hard for you to determine exactly everything. I think even from like status. Because they're dressed so differently.
Very strange.
The fashion is just completely different to what you're expecting. It's very, very sort of like medieval European looking clothing. Basic tunics and trousers and boots, whereas you're used to desert wear and veils and things like that, and shawls and wraps. So I don't think You're pretty sure there's probably people in here that do this, but
Of
you
course,
can't
but I
determine who
don't
it
know
is.
what they look like. All right. I don't really feel like talking to anyone or asking, so if I don't see anyone immediately that I can identify as one, then I think I will actually pull out my mom's cards. And I will try to do a reading, I guess.
On yourself?
Yes, on this situation.
Do you have
What
the
I'm
ability
supposed
to
to
do
do.
that? Do you want to do that, or do you want me to roll for you?
I mean, I can roll if you'd like.
I don't know if you have your own setup there.
You did give me one, if you look at my sheet. It's the DM there that you added under attack.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Or if you'd rather me use something else.
Under attack.
I don't know if that's the other thing. You put it under attacks and spell casting. I don't know if this one counts because it's from
Oh,
Mum.
you're trying to do that. I thought you were just doing pull a card out and see what you get.
I'm trying to do a reading like Mum would have taught me to.
Trying to get some. Okay.
Divination, yes. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do.
Okay, first of all, roll me a d22.
$19.
Mm-hmm. All right, roll me that attack there.
$14.
You pull out a blank card, which you know does not exist.
All right.
You sit it down with the other cards in the deck. You flick through the cards. They all seem to have something on it. When you kind of look at this this blank card for a moment, you notice that the edges of the card are vibrating. Concentrating on it a little more.
Vibrating.
You see like the card kind of shift and change a little bit. It fills with an image, but you also hear some sounds. Would you rather concentrate on the sounds or the image?
What is new to me? I've done this kind of divination before, but I'm not as good as Mum, and I've never been quite great at it. When I've done this before, have I heard sound? I'd like to focus on whichever one is newer to me.
Roll me an Arcana check.
All right.
So give me a roll.
22.
They both seem very strange. They both appear to be coming from a very different place.
Oh, can I tell which place?
As in they're both coming from two different places.
But I mean, one is the one and the other one's from Mum, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want Mum's. I don't want his.
So you focus on the sound.
Yes.
As you focus on the sounds, the images on the card begin to shift and change. You notice that the vibration at the edges of the cards kind of dissipates, and the blankness of the card begins to fill in. But not. It isn't being drawn for you. For a moment, you believe that the card is about to show you something, but instead, the image that is presented to you is just the card that you have. You had pulled a card there. It was just being concealed
But for a moment, it was blank.
It was, but it was actually just kind of concealing what was on the card. You hear the sound of wind. The sounds of the bar and the patrons in the bar begin to feel very far away from you, and you begin to taste almost kind of like a salty taste, a dry sensation. The cold of this bar here begins to dissipate, and it begins to warm around you as you hear this sound and you concentrate on this sound. It sounds like you're traveling at a decent speed. You almost get this sensation of bits of sand being lifted up and hitting your face. As you close your eyes and concentrate on it, you feel like you're land sailing, a memory that you understand and have understood for a really long time. When you open your eyes again, you see that the card that's in front of you is the sun, which represents success, happiness, and suggests to you that all will be well. And those sounds begin to dissipate. That feeling of the wind begins to vanish again, and then the sensation of the room around you, the bar, the sounds of the people return, and your cards are laid out in front of you. Whatever was going on is gone again. But yeah, you see the card there. It's the same card, the sun, however it looks, and is presented to you in the cards here. The rest of your deck in front of you. There's like a younger man that walks past and looks down at the cards and says, "I'll play you at a game."
Oh,
Like?
No, thank you.
Oh well, very well. Not very good. Probably missed out on a few silver. Walks off and heads towards the bar.
And I think we just see Suna silently crying.
That's where we end today's session. As the others head into the other bar, and Suna left by herself in the whatever that one was called that we rolled for at the beginning.
Flute and owlbear.
Flute and owlbear. That's what it was called. All right. Well, thanks for playing, players. And we'll do a quick round of shout-outs. You guys can shout out where people can find you during the week and things and stuff. Once again, I'd like to formally apologize to Aura for making her fall on the ground at 1 HP. Because
It's all right.
I tried to warn you like 6 times.
I know, but
The waitress. I was like, oh no.
You also
couldn't
missed out
tell.
on the religion check for it being like he's clearly a fucking evil paladin. But I mean,
Yeah, it's not something that we got until Bobo and I did it later.
Yeah.
So, which I think would have become obvious after he attacked, because that shit was scary.
Yeah, he's a nasty old bastard.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, that's how it is. Rough city folk. I actually enjoyed that you were kind of like small town, just a small town girl, like wandering into a bar. Like probably the biggest dude in town in Bame would never just fucking try and kill you in the street. You know, like it just wouldn't happen. You'd maybe get into like a little light fisticuffs in the bar, and then everyone would break it up, and you'd all go home. Everyone would cry, and it'd be over. So I kind of enjoyed that.
Well, that's why Ellie climbed on a roof and was like, well, here we go.
You're right, yeah. That's how it is. That's just how it is. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was scary.
That's a good episode. It's an emotional one.
Yeah, it was a ride. That's for sure.
Rough.
Really
a
hoping.
lot to digest and think about.
I'm scared to go home.
Yeah.
Like
Why?
home. Because they haven't seen me. I just
Yeah,
disappeared.
but at least you killed the guy first. It's only been what, 6 days?
It's true. I did kill the guy.
You did the deal, right? So maybe you're on vacation.
They
or
probably,
something.
I don't know. They probably think I'm dead, and they're right.
Hey. Yeah, well, find out next time. Yeah, we'll do a quick round of shout outs and then you guys can go and ask all of these wonderful people on their streams what they think of Aura being a half orc now. Let's start with you, Aura. Big city, small town girl. Where can people find you in the week?
Not getting decapitated on my stream. I play lots of scary games and sci-fi, so come hang out with me. Come ask me about Aura. And I have a backup character at this point in the back of my head in case something happens. I'm literally like, I thought for sure I was gonna die today. So
To be fair, I was gonna try and kill that guy if he tried to finish you off. So I was gonna try my best.
I'm just, I think I'm more in shock that I'm still existing in this world at this point. So.
It's crazy. I feel like I need to write it in narratively for a reason at this point. I'm like, I need to figure out why this keeps happening. Like, what is the
Please
clever...
have there be a reason, Brad. It's
What is the clever
there's
metaphor
like a
here?
She's one of the chosen ones, so she has to almost be killed every single time.
Yeah.
I'm like a sacrificial lamb.
One day, Elliot's gonna be like, can you just stop? Can you just stop almost dying? Just
Yeah.
Maybe God doesn't want you guys to succeed, so he's just going to try to kill Aura every chance he gets.
Maybe God just doesn't want me alive.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I can guarantee you he doesn't want any of you alive.
He doesn't want us alive, yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe it's just one of those like fables where it's like, well, every time you get pushed down, you get back up again, or whatever, that.
Did you
Every time you almost lose your head,
Did you really just do that?
Up.
What? Try and
I get knocked down
spin.
and then I get up again? No, you fucking slid that lyric in there and did it to us all. Okay, anyway.
He Chumbawamba does.
Yeah, he did.
Chumbawamba does.
Yeah, you did.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard.
How many days has it been since we disappeared?
It's been like 5 or 6 days, right?
So it's been almost a week.
Yeah, I think it's been.
Why does it feel like a
6.
lifetime?
Or I don't
6.
know. I think Alvin was like 5 days or 6 days.
Yeah, so you
Or
had
It's
one
like a
day.
lifetime, dude.
Yeah.
One day
I don't
in BAME. So yeah, only 6 days, I think.
There's only one reason someone in the syndicate goes missing for 5 or 6 days, and it means they're dead. So.
Which again, you are. So
I mean, it's
you have
again.
a good proof that at least you I mean, if you died on a Sunday and then still showed up for work on the Monday, but you were undead, that's some dedication at least. I gotta give you.
We'll
some
see how
credit.
they react, I guess. I imagine there's going to be a series of rolls when we walk in.
Yes, there always is. I mean, there was a series of rolls when you walked into this bar to see if anyone from your syndicate saw you or knew you in there to react, and I rolled that there was no one that saw you. So and no one recognized you in there as well. I did it I'm always doing sly rolls here on the out. Like as you do things, I'm seeing how there are things going on around you that I roll for to determine what's going on a lot of the time.
I have to say though, I got the intimidation now, so oof.
Yeah, I figure you should have that just because if someone looks at you in the eyes and you're like a red-eyed, pale-skinned, and it kind of
Ghoul pretty much.
it's got to do something, like it's got to trigger something, and then like, oh wait, what the fuck is she, whatever. But also that guy was a paladin. Like the first thing we were talking about when you first said, oh, I'm an undead, and we were talking about it in the DMs, and you were like, can like paladins hunt me and kill me and shit? I was like, yeah, but just don't run up to one. Like you'll be fine unless you literally engage one directly, and it's kind of the first
and that's
thing
why
you guys did.
out of character, Saruna doesn't know that Ellie has more reasons to kill this guy than just, oh, he attacked Ara.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
one of
100%. Because I think, didn't Mummy say you need to be careful
yeah.
with paladins? Yeah.
Oh yeah, she said any one of any holy creed. So
Yeah, because they can do fucking sense, divine sense and shit, and just fucking sonar ping, find undead things and stuff. There was a question that I did want to ask you and forgot though. Are you wearing the perfume?
yeah, I would say that every day she puts a little dab on.
Okay, I'm just going to assume you're wearing it from now on then.
Okay.
Because that helps on a not just a you smell better level. It's a magical thing to help you be slightly disguised and help you with just not being immediately hunted as soon as you walk past a church.
Yeah.
Anyway, where can people find you in the week? What's your stream and that? What are you doing?
I'm Pocket, Pokket, because Pocket with a C was taken. You can find me at twitch.tv/Pocket, on Twitter at Pocket, and I've been mostly just chilling. I've been doing a lot of photo-related Patreon stuff lately. I got a butcher shoot tomorrow. I've been messing around with fake blood and fake blood and no, it's fake and body parts. I did that today on stream. I was like, hey guys, and yeah, I have to make some fake blood, and I'm like, I don't know why I use quotes. It is fake. But anyway, I'm really excited to get a lot of those looks done for this month, because Valentine's Day to me means 4. Not a murder hobo in real life.
Sure.
So I had a lot of fun. This was a good episode.
Yeah, it was wild.
What about you, Disby? What are you doing in the week? You actually did successfully get a clue.
Yes. Well, you guys can find me here on Twitch at disappearance, and lately I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World, and I also play the spooky games. So yeah, if you like that sort of stuff, come hang out. It was a great episode today. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, good job. You went up to your number one source of knowledge for finding an incubus is absolutely courtesans and women of the night.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was I mean, you just did it, but that was one of the things that I had down. Like, if they speak to anyone who does that, they will always have information available.
Yes.
You just have to pay for it.
Nice.
All right, PB, what about you? Where are people finding you in the week?
You can find me here tomorrow again on ZBO, and then again on Saturdays for the Guardian's Promise. And then you can find me on my channel at twitch.tv/pumpkinberry. I'm currently playing through Earthbound. We're on a JRPG kick, playing all the old school classics I never got to play. We did Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, and now we're on to Earthbound.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Well, that is the end of that. Another session. Down. I don't know what is happening next week, but we'll see. There may be some disruptions, but there will be a show, but it might not be the A team. We'll see.
I mean, the B team was pretty fun last week, so.
Right, yeah. Because I think we might be down a player in KPP. Yeah.
No, not you. He's always lying. Always.
I'm always lying.
Well, I was like, I didn't say anything about not being here next week. So
You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm not going to be here next week.
yeah,
Okay.
actually, I can't be here next week.
It's fine.
Brad.
Perfectly fine.
She never lies.
Yeah, if you want to see us next week, then you can. We have all sorts of shows during the week. So you can just find our schedule and follow us. If you follow us on Twitter, then that'll let you know when we go live with shows. And also you can follow our Discord, where there's all sorts of theory crafting for shows, and people discuss things like this episode and things that happen in the show overall. So head on over and check those out. I'm playing Mass Effect tomorrow. I don't normally shout my stream out, but I've never played Mass Effect, and everyone tells me I should play it. So I'm actually starting. I'm going to play them all.
9 a.m., right?
9 a.m. Eastern, if you want to see my stream and catch that one. So that starts tomorrow if you want to get in on like episode 1 of that. I don't know anything about it. It's fucking crazy how I've managed to get this far in anything without
Hang
knowing
on, I have to
anything about.
immediately message my best friend.
Okay.
Tell her that this is happening. She
Oh,
loves
I thought you were
Math.
messaging me. I'm really upset now. Okay, well, I guess I'll go and drown my sorrows That's it. Okay, just 7 jokes that I removed from my brain. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Can you say goodbye?
You're not on the screen anymore. You want to be on the screen again? Hold on.
No.
Yes.
There you go. Look, there you go. Show the cat quick. There we go. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.